The lineups for Game 6. If Rick Smits can make shots, it not only puts points on the board for the Pacers, but it draws Shaq out of the middle and opens things up for the rest of his teammates. Mark Jackson's assist-to-turnover ratio has been much better than his backup at point guard, Travis Best. Larry Bird is in there somewhere, we think. He's the head coach of the Pacers, but you know that, don't you? Glen Rice has shot only 40% in the playoffs, but he's better than 50% on threes in this series. Kobe Bryant says the sprained ankle leaves him less than 100%, but it's no longer a major problem. Phil Jackson bidding for head coaching championship ring number 7. Only Red Auerbach with 9 has more in the history of the NBA. Here's Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Kobe Bryant, one of the most confident athletes I've ever been around, and I asked him after a not-so-brilliant Game 5 about doubts. And Kobe told me that it's human nature to have doubts. It's how you respond to them that matters. Do you let the doubts linger, or are you honest with yourself and face the facts that you do have doubts, and now that you have them, what are you going to do about them? Are you going to just let them sit there, or are you going to attack them, face the problem, and challenge them? Well, tonight, the Pacers are the problem, and that will be Kobe's challenge. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Ahmad. I spoke to Larry Bird before the game. He told me he is nervous and scared about tonight's game. Scared that his team won't perform up to their capability. He told me, I know we're ready to play, but I also know the Lakers will come out with a different type of intensity that we've ever seen before. I hope we can match it particularly early. We must play our hearts out because I believe whoever wins tonight's game will win the series. Bob?
Thank you, Jim. The Staples Center crowd, not as raucous on a consistent basis as they are in Indianapolis, is clearly ready for Game 6.
Well, now the tendency is in a game like this where you feel the nerves is that shooting maybe be off a little bit. Bob, to counter that, you've got to get second shots and offensive rebounds, and that's what the Lakers do very, very well. The Pacers must rebound the basketball here early.
Hugh Evans will toss it up on the jump ball. He's working the game with Ron Garrettson and Joey Crawford. Laker ball to start Game 6.
I expect Kobe Bryant to try to get to the free throw line early. Bob, he's taken 47 shots in the last 2 games and has not shot a free throw.
In fact, he hasn't taken one since Game 1. Dale Davis on Shaq. Jackson to help. The jumper is off, but AC Green follows it in.
Offensive rebounds. That's exactly what happens. You've got to block out, especially if you double-team Shaq, and you don't want to give AC Green easy scores.
Rick Smits over Shaq. Can't tie it. Drive, floating one-hander, misses from here to Van Nuys. Dale Davis backing in on AC Green. His turnaround ties it at 2.
Well, Dale Davis got off to a nice start in Game 5, hit a couple jump shots, 15, 17-footers. That's more his game, power game.
Glen Rice on Jalen Rose. Gives it up to Green, only 5 seconds to shoot. Here's O'Neal with 3 seconds. It'll still be Laker ball. AC Green was there again on the offensive glass.
You know, I talked to the Pacers yesterday, especially Reggie Miller, and he said the guards have to rebound. When they're double teaming, that leaves AC Green going right to the baskets, Bob. Somebody's got to pick him up because his man is in the double team.
Harper to throw it in. Rice, quick catch and shoot. And he hits the 3. He's now 10 of 17 from beyond the arc in this series.
And you can see Kobe Bryant really up the floor applying defensive pressure, trying to disrupt the rhythm of the Pacers on offense.
Jalen Rose. Got it.
And a big sigh of relief just went through Conseco Fieldhouse. I know there's a lot of fans back there, and they're concerned, would we be able to make shots tonight? Well, that's a big, big sign for them for Rose to bury that jumper.
In Game 5 in Indiana, the Pacers shot a better percentage on three-pointers than the Lakers shot on two-pointers. Here's Kobe Bryant forcing a shot, but it winds up like a perfect pass as Shaq slams it down.
So further 7 points here off second shot scores.
Mark Jackson. And the game's first whistle. Kobe Bryant has that who me look, but it is in fact him, his first.
You know, you don't always have to be the primary target to be able to score, and Shaquille O'Neal is so tough to block out. Nobody right there with him as he goes up and powers it in the basket. You want to take those away from him to start the game.
Rick Smits misses the hook.
He can take his time, Bob. He's got AC Green on him. He doesn't need to be in a hurry. Shaq is guarding Dale Davis.
AC Green brought the dribble up and then lost it. Here's Reggie Miller firing a three. Pops out. Ball loose and Bryant takes it. Kobe with the stutter step move, but misses the layup. Now it's Shaq on Smits. Deals it out to Dale Davis. And Hugh Evans says stay right here. Number 1 on AC Green. Reggie into the lane with the floater.
Nice execution. He curled off of the screen set by Shaquille O'Neal's man, and Shaq does not step up. He's got to step up there, force Reggie to be a passer.
Against Reggie Miller. Cans the jumper.
You know that Kobe Bryant's going to bounce back off. He's not going to have a 4 for 20 tonight. The big thing is he doesn't get himself too excited too early in the game.
Smith screens for Miller. His baseline jumper won't go. Dale Davis is there. Tied again at 9. AC Green on the drive. Can't finish it. Dale Davis from Mark Jackson. The fake on Shaq and the stuff.
Now this is a great start by Indiana. They're in a very good rhythm. Dale Davis has got 6 quick points. Reggie's got a little curling shot in the lane. Rose has hit a 3. They're off to a very nice start right now. That's what Larry Bird likes to see with this team. Good first quarter.
Bryant again backing in on Miller. His turnaround won't go. Shaq has it. His jumper. Kobe trying to keep it alive. Still Laker ball. Now this is what has to frustrate Larry Bird.
Bob, again, what happens, though, is the reason Bird does not like to trap defensively is because it opens up the offensive boards. They're not a good rebounding team anyway. So when they trap, they lose sight of people. You got to have all 5 guys back on the boards. I'm sure they'll talk about it. Now watch Reggie curl in the lane. Shaq cannot get there soon enough. The little floater, nobody does it better than Reggie Miller. And then the fast break, you see Dale Davis there, the up fake on Shaq, and the powerful finish. Davis off to a great start with 6 points. Pacers right where they want to be right now. They lead by 2 with 7:08 to go here in this first period.
Still early evening in Los Angeles. Now let's take a look at what's going on in Indianapolis. This is at Conseco Fieldhouse. Looks like they filled it to watch it on the big screen and root the Pacers on. What a great building that is.
That's the first time I'd ever been there, and you know, growing up in the Midwest, you know what basketball is about there, but those fans were so supportive, and they really carried the Pacers through that Game 5. They shot the ball so well, and you can really credit the fans.
After the timeout, the Lakers inbound. O'Neal in the lane, hits the hook.
That's great post position, when he gets it that deep, there's nothing you can do about it. Dale Davis just does not have the size to bother him. He does have the strength, but just doesn't have the size.
Shaq's second basket ties it at 11. Jalen Rose almost lost his footing, gets it to Jackson, takes the return. Now it's Smits. 5 seconds to shoot. It's Dale Davis. Rice with the rebound. O'Neal, another hook. This one's short. Smits clears it to Rose. He lobs it underneath, but it's broken up, and Rice has it for LA. Ron Harper.
LA's a team that picks and chooses when they want to run. They don't want to get the tempo too high. They know that plays into Indiana and their ability to shoot, and then they forget about Shaq inside, so they'll pick and choose their spots.
Smits.
That's all he has to do is just take his time. That was a very good entry pass away from the defense, so when Smits caught it, he was in a nice rhythm to just turn and shoot the basketball.
Glen Rice. Would have been a 2, knocked out of bounds, and again, the Lakers retain possession. Whistle off the inbound.
That's a two-shot foul, Bob. The reason is because the ball was not inbounded yet. So when Glen Rice made his cut and Rose grabs him right here, he's going to cut to the basket. Rose is on the wrong side. The ball is not inbounded, so even though you're not in the penalty, you'll shoot 2 free throws here.
Here is Rice. A lot of questions surrounding him. Even if he wins his first NBA title ring, and this is 11th year in the league, he might not wear purple and gold next season.
Well, this has been a year that's been a struggle for him because he's really been the third guy on offense. There's been nights where he's played exceptionally well and shot the ball well. There's also been nights where he has not been a part of the offense, and they have won anyway. So a lot of decisions on what they're going to do with him. Do they keep him if they can sign him to the right money, or do they maybe sign him and trade him and try to fill in one of the weaknesses on their team? We'll have to see after it's all said and done.
He gets only 1 of 2. Davis rebounds. Mark Jackson out to Smits. Now he takes a return. Smits in the paint with the jumper. Rice lost it to Davis, who puts it down emphatically.
Who is very active on those boards. See, Shaq came over that time just to help just enough to where it freed Dale Davis up to go to the offensive boards. Now, Bob, we've scored, 29 points in the game, and half of them have been scored on second chance points. 10 by the Lakers, 4 by Indiana. It's exactly what we talked about. Tight shooting, extra shots, give you second chance points.
O'Neal got it deep, but couldn't finish it. Jalen Rose driving on Bryant. Switch to the right hand.
Well, Indiana just playing with such great confidence. Larry Bird has to be very excited right now. They have taken that confidence from Indiana, and they have brought it here to California to get started.
And as O'Neal makes the catch, there's a whistle for an Indiana foul. Looks like it's Smits.
Indiana loves to go to Smits early, and you can see Dale Davis there. He knocks the ball loose from Glen Rice. Rice wanted to foul, no call. The powerful finish, and Jalen Rose, now remember, he's a left-handed player. He drives the ball baseline and is able to finish nicely with that offhand.
Gorgeous move by Jalen Rose. Lakers inbound after the foul. Only 5 on the shot clock. Rice glancing up at it. He lets it go and hits.
When that clock is winding down, Jalen Rose has got to make him dribble the basketball. He's a catch-and-shoot player. You got to make him put it on the floor.
Tied at 17. And it stays that way as Smits misses. He's got it back. And goes 0 for 2 on this trip. Harper took it right down the middle and missed it. And a foul on the rebound.
when you run back on defense, you must turn and locate the basketball. And everybody was running to their men, and the lane just opened up, and Harper had a wide open shot. He just missed it. But Bob, everybody had their back turned to the ball.
Dale Davis committed the foul on the rebound, his first. Knocked away from Kobe by Reggie Miller. Now it's a foot race, and Reggie wins it.
The last thing you want to do is give Reggie Miller easy baskets here when he has struggled all year to make shots. Layups and free throws get shooters going.
Harper behind O'Neal's screen, way off with it. Pacers with the lead and the ball.
Now Kobe Bryant is really helping off Mark Jackson. He'll be open here for a three if Rose will penetrate.
Rose backing in, bumps off Harper, but it's the offensive foul on Jalen Rose.
The old Wiley veteran, Ron Harper, takes the foul. Now, according to this, it's going to be Jalen Rose's second foul. So he's trying to back him down, trying to get the contact. He's going to bump. He's going to bump one last time. That's too much. He dislodges. Big foul there. That's number 2. He's going to have to sit down.
Doug, as the game began, you talked about the importance of second chance points. The Lakers have shot only 7 of 20. But they've been active on the offensive glass, and thus they trail by only 2.
Well, one of the things they always do is they always offensive rebound. That's one of the keys. Now, Indiana does it here well. See, Dale Davis gets 2 baskets just with strong hustle and his power going to the basket. But if you're not going to score with the first shot, you've got to be able to give yourself some opportunities. And AC Green comes right down the lane, no block out. He lays the ball in the basket. Kobe shoots a tough shot, good defense, but nobody boxing out Shaq, and he gets the score. So we'll see as this game goes on. The team that has won the battle of the boards has won every game. So we'll have to keep that in mind as this game goes on.
Of course, you would have expected Indiana to win the rebound battle in Game 5 because they shot 57%. There were just fewer defensive rebounds there for the Lakers to pick up. Since Jalen Rose picked up his second foul prior to the timeout, he sits, and Derek McKee is in for the Pacers. Robert Horry on the floor for the first time. That's him with the basketball for L.A. Swinging into Kobe for 3.
It's excellent ball movement out of the double team. Now remember, Robert Horry, when he comes in the game, looks to give them more offense than AC Green. He's also a good shot blocker, so he will help their offense now that he's in the game.
Derek McKee out to Smits. Shaq follows him out there. Here's Mark Jackson. Looking for McKee, who's guarded by Rice. 4 on the shot clock. McKee into the paint. Doesn't get the bounce. And O'Neal does get the rebound. Kobe again. Even with that miss, the Lakers are 3 of 5 on three-pointers so far. That's Pacer-like. Here's Reggie. His 3. That's Reggie-like.
Well, when you give a guy layups, that's what I talked about before. He gets very, very confident. And Reggie Miller almost stepped out of bounds here, Bob. He was right in front of us. And when he took that step back, he was very close to being out of bounds.
When he's got it going, he could hit it from about row 3 if they'd let him. O'Neal, double-teamed, scores anyway.
Just a little extra power there. He just turned into Smith, gave him a little bump, and then the nice rhythm play by Shaquille. He is absolutely so dominant in there, they have no answers for him.
Here's Smits against Shaq, who blocked it. Into the hands of Rice. O'Neal on the wing, pulls up for the jumper. Might have gotten a little carried away there.
Yeah, he did it. Your 7'3" center running the wing looking for a little bank shot.
Dale Davis backing in on Rice. And a whistle.
Reggie Miller does such a great job of coming off screens. He slips picks, he reads screens. Harper goes over the high side, and when he steps back with that left foot, he was so very close to stepping out of bounds. Watch here is his left foot, but look how close he was to stepping out of bounds there. And Reggie is at the master of doing that little scissor kick and shoot the basketball.
After Glen Rice's first foul, Dale Davis misses the first free throw. You can log on to MSNBCSports.com and click on Showtime Online for in-depth coverage of the NBA Finals. Check out video analysis from Steve Jones and Bill Walton, plus an interactive display. MSNBCSports.com, the official website of NBC Sports. Smith's out, Perkins in for the Pacers. Inside a minute to play in the first. Kobe Bryant showed Reggie Miller a little bit of everything and then drilled the jumper.
Well, you knew he wasn't going to have another 4 for 20 night. He is so confident. Ahmad talked about that before the game, and he's come out early and really looked to be offensive-minded.
Sam Perkins. Shaq again comes out on him. Jackson a long three. McKee got a piece of the rebound, but it winds up in Horry's hands. Last shot should belong to the Lakers. O'Neal to Kobe. 3 seconds, 2 as he turns and fires. Up and over the glass as the horn sounds.
I think they're going to put a little more time back on the clock, probably 0.3 of a second here. The ball hit the clock and then it went off, so I think they're going to add a little bit more time here.
They actually put 0.6 on the clock as Austin Crozier comes in for the Pacers. Dale Davis out.
Now with 0.6 you can still catch and shoot. At 3 it has to be a lob. So if you catch it here quickly and let it go, the shot will still count.
Perkins to trigger it in. Jackson turns, fires, and hits! If you're the sort who believes in omens, mark that one down. The Pacers lead after one, 26-24.
Question I have is, why are they playing behind him defensively? Kobe just lets him catch the basketball. You got to get in front of him. And even though it's this kind of shot, this is what happens in some instances here with the long three-pointer, and they win the first quarter by 2. A big sign here, Bob, for the Pacers.
And look how clean it is. Swish.
Well, the question was going to be, could they shoot in the Staples Center like they shot at Conseco? Well, that right there was as clean as it could possibly be. Mark Jackson loves it. More importantly, the Pacers win the first quarter by 2, and we know how difficult they are to beat when they were in that first period.
Man, you're watching the NBA Finals on NBC. Mark Jackson is an ordained minister. At the end of the first quarter, he threw up a prayer, and it was answered.
You see, nobody's guarding the basketball, and they just sort of quit on the play. Kobe allows him to catch it. And as I said before, you can catch and shoot with 0.6. You have to make the guy work to get that shot off. Mark Jackson very happy as he goes in, but we wondered what kind of shooting Indiana would come out with. They're 11 for 22, 50%. The Lakers shooting only 39%. More importantly, Kobe and Shaq are a combined 6 of 17. So a good start here for the Pacers, and the Lakers right now not shooting the basketball well at all.
If Indiana can clamp down on some of the Lakers' second chance points, they have a heck of a chance to win this game. Reggie off the screen for the pop. He thought he was fouled, doesn't get the call. Crozier tipped it to the side, and it went off Shaq's hands.
Now we've seen Austin Crozier come in and immediately be aggressive anytime he's come into the game throughout the whole series. They've run isolation plays for him, and Robert Horry has struggled to guard him. Let's see if they go to Crozier here early to get him established in this game here tonight, Bob.
McKee had a bit of trouble getting it in. Finally found Jackson. Reggie trying to shake Brian Shaw and hits the running one-hander.
He loves those little floaters. We saw one in the first half where he got in the lane, the little painted area in the curl. That time the little running one-footer. Lakers got to establish Shaq inside, and somebody's going to have to start hitting some jump shots for them.
Will it be Robert Horry? No, he gives it up to O'Neal. He went for .1 rather than .2, establishing Shaq inside. They'll allow the perimeter game next time, maybe. Reggie on the move again. Drew the whistle and almost had a three-point play. It rimmed out. That's Shaw's first.
What they want to do is they want to push Reggie left every time he catches it and run a defender at him. Reggie understands that. He sees the defense coming, so he pulls up and shoots it before they can get there. Again, they're going to force him to his left, and there's a little bump by Shaw. Reggie now going to the free throw line, so going inside, outside. He's hit a three, hit a layup, a couple floaters now at the free throw line. Right now, he's in a very good offensive rhythm.
He has missed only one foul shot in the finals. At one point in the playoffs, he made 44 straight. Indiana by 4.
Now, we saw Tiger Woods yesterday hitting that golf ball and the sound that comes off that club. Well, you know what? Reggie's got that same sound as a shooter. That ball hits that net, that swish. That's music to a shooter's ears.
Horry against Crozier. In the paint for Shaq. Jump hook short. Rebound Perkins.
They're really going at Brian Shaw here now. If Reggie drives middle, be aware of Mark Jackson. He's going to be open.
An illegal defense is called against the Lakers.
Bob, you can see what they're doing. Regardless of where Reggie catches the ball, they're pushing him to his left because they want him to pull up, and then when he goes up with his right hand, they can cover him a little bit on his shot. They don't want him to ever drive right because he can also finish and get to the basket that way.
Here's Mark Jackson trying to slide inside, but Bryant cut him off. McKee, good look at a three. Derek McKee.
Derek McKee is a very reluctant shooter, but he's come out tonight. He's posted. He's hit the three. Lakers are going to have to talk about this right now. Phil Jackson cannot be very happy with what he's seeing. Indiana is in a great rhythm offensively, and we said if the Lakers were going to win tonight, they were going to have to do it with their defense and rebounding. Right now, the Pacers feeling very good about what they're doing.
This bucket by Derek McKee means the Pacers lead by 7, hoping for Game 7. Reggie Miller finally reaches the NBA's championship round in this, his 13th season, but he doesn't think that number is necessarily unlucky.
We know we're the underdogs in this series. We know we're going against the Glamour Boys in Los Angeles and Showtime, but we just feel we're a team of destiny. We've always been knocking on the door of getting into the finals. There's so many stories and books and myths that can be written about this season when we win it all. So why not just go out and lay it on the line each and every game and go about it? We believe this team is of destiny.
Miller has scored 11 to this point, a third of the Pacers total. They lead it by 7. Kobe Bryant on the bench. Rick Fox has come in now for the Lakers. Still LA ball. Normally Travis Best starts the second quarter. He didn't practice yesterday. That shoulder still bothering him. And the Pacers' backup point guard remains a spectator to this point.
I think that's a good move, though. You've got it going right now with Mark Jackson. Stay with what's working.
O'Neal hits the hook. He's got 10.
He's got such a soft shooting touch. He's got that shot mastered. When he gets in the lane, that little floating hook shot.
Harper on Miller. Derek McKee muscles his way in, and Ron Garrettson spots an offensive foul on McKee.
It's pretty interesting here. They're making Derek McKee a primary offensive player, something that I've not really seen that much of. They're not going to Crozier, but the little elbow there as he bumps off Rick Fox. McKee's going to now switch over and play Fox, and Jalen Rose is back in the game for Reggie Miller. So Miller got off to a great start. Remember now, Jalen Rose has 2 fouls. He's got to stay away from his third.
Miller leaves, having shot 4 of 7, plus 2 for 2 at the free throw line. They get it deep to O'Neal. The Pacers hold a team meeting around him, and there's a foul.
See, when he catches that ball, and you said they hold a team meeting, 5 guys surround him. You got to keep spacing on the floor. Now watch what happens to the Lakers. Look how they close in on top. He's got to be able to have people spaced out. He can fan that ball out and then repost if he has to. So they cannot run away and lose their spacing, as we see Travis Best now coming to the game for his first action.
The foul is on Perkins, his first. Nice look by O'Neal to Fox. Rick couldn't hit it, but he was hit and would come to the line. That one's on McKee, his second, and here's Jim Gray.
Thanks, Bob. You were talking about the condition of Travis Best. I spoke to him before the game. His left shoulder is still very, very sore. He says it's feeling a little bit better from the other night. The biggest problem he has is he can't extend it fully, so that's going to cause him great difficulty if he tries to shoot the ball. He's hoping that it'll warm up as the first of the game goes on, but he's having trouble with extension. Bob?
All right, Jim. Rick Fox at the line. Mark Jackson sitting out now as Travis Best has made his first appearance a bit later than he usually does.
Well, that's been a great matchup between he and Derek Fisher. Fisher really gets up the floor and pressures him. And one of the things we've talked about in the series that Travis Best sometimes over dribbles. Let's see if they get into their offense quickly enough.
McKee out to Perkins. Here's Travis Best penetrating. The floater off the glass, no good. Closer to follow, and he was fouled.
That's what Best does, though. He's their best penetrator getting inside. He gets quickness, and what happens, it's a subtle little thing, but Shaquille O'Neal comes over to block the shot, and when he does, what's the weak side board? As Shaq comes over, nobody blocks out. Actually, 2 guys inside. Finally, Austin Crosier wrestles it loose and gets to the free throw line, but that's what happens when you try to block shots, and the rest of your team doesn't slide down and rebound.
It was Shaq who committed the foul, his first. Tomorrow on the NBC Nightly News, the amazing story of a family who struggled to survive the wildfires in Colorado and the extraordinary efforts of one woman who saved them. Tomorrow on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. Indiana by 5. Fisher, left alone, doesn't take the 3, tries to shoot one on the run, partially blocked and grabbed by Crosier.
They ran away from a good shot and made it tough.
Crosier, he wants it, he's got it.
He makes 2 free throws, so what happens? You feel very comfortable, you come down and you shoot the 3. Right now, the Pacers playing with tremendous confidence.
O'Neal.
Now quiet this. They're going to call a technical foul on Shaquille O'Neal after the play. He really slammed that ball down hard, and then afterwards he gave Crosier a shove in the back. So watch what happens here now as Shaq goes up strong. Just watch the rest of the play as he gives him a little bump right there. Now, Shaquille O'Neal takes a lot of punishment. Now, I'm surprised that you don't see more of this. He gives him a little shot in the back. Crosier reacts, and Jalen Rose will shoot the technical free throw.
And make it 39-32 Indiana. The basket, though, by Shaq was just another example of pure power.
Well, his ability to catch that ball and extend and finish.
Best to the front court. Perkins helping him get there with the screen. Looking for Jalen Rose. And play is stopped.
You can really see what Indiana's doing. They're running a lot of isolation plays on that left side of the floor, albeit for Jalen Rose or for Derek McKee or Reggie Miller. You see Rose coming off the screen. He'd like to catch over there and isolate. A little bump, and finally Fox gets the touch right there, and they call the foul.
Here's Best with Fisher up on him. Deals to Perkins for 3. Sam Perkins.
When you have a big man that can shoot, penetrator like Travis Best, you know what's going to happen. Shaq's going to help out, and when he does, Perkins steps in there and knocks that 3 down.
Indiana by 10. Rick Fox Fakes the three. They work it to the side for Fisher. He'll pump up a three-pointer and hit it.
Well, the Lakers needed that. A great ball movement that time. You can see the Pacers really getting back in the lap of Shaquille O'Neal. As I said before, Bob, somebody's got to make some jump shots.
Jalen Rose on the drive. Off balance. Missed it badly. Follows his own shot.
See, Jalen Rose is very concerned he was going to pick up his third foul there on the offensive foul, so he went away from the contact. And then again, somebody from Indiana kept that ball alive, and Rose gets the easy one.
Robert Horry misses from the foul line. Best hurries to the front court, and Horry bumped him along the way. That's number 1 on Robert Horry. Doug, you talked about the Lakers' defense before the game began. The Pacers are on a pace to exceed 100 points again and do so easily. The three-pointer by Sam Perkins, who has at most 2 games left in his NBA career, has Reggie Miller up and applauding. A lot of visiting teams say that Staples Center, which is a new building, first year for it, is a very difficult place to shoot. It's kind of cavernous compared to other buildings around the league, and the shooting background can be tricky. That certainly was true of the Pacers the first 2 games of this series and when they played here during the regular season. But now, as you see, Crozier hit 1 and then Jalen Rose, they're 6 of 9 on threes in this game, and they're shooting 53% overall. And here's Sam Perkins. Ahmad Rashad told us during the commercial that he watched Sam shoot threes in warm-ups, and he made 19 of 21.
See, the very difficult chance here for the Lakers defensively, Bob, is this. They're used to playing teams in the playoffs that are power-oriented teams. They do a lot of posting up. Indiana doesn't play that way. They don't post. They space you, they penetrate, and they shoot threes. And the Lakers are struggling right now adjusting to that.
Kobe Bryant back in. Look at Perkins open for 3. It's almost automatic.
But again, they go to that high screen roll with Best and Shaquille O'Neal defensively. And when he helps on Best, Sam Perkins just rolls out and shoots the jump shot.
Indiana by 12. O'Neal cuts into it a bit. He scored 14. Because of an Arena Football League game in this building yesterday, the Pacers couldn't practice at Staples Center. They had to go out to the Lakers Training Center in El Segundo. Larry Bird was upset about that because he wanted additional practice against this shooting background. That shot is rejected. Here comes Fisher, the lob to Shaq, gathers it in and scores.
Now, how good is that? The big man running the floor. Fisher realizes just keep it in the building and Shaq will catch it. He catches it and goes up with a strong finish. That's what they need to electrify this crowd right now. This crowd getting a little nervous here with all this three-point shooting.
And now Perkins' pass, intended for Crozier, winds up out of bounds.
Now, if you're Larry Bird, you've got to use your timeouts very wisely. It's a great player sometimes. You think you can play through it. Sometimes your team needs a timeout.
Rick Fox on the move. A little behind the back flip to O'Neal, who can't finish it. Fox had it knocked away, and there's a foul.
Robert Horry comes over and gives a little shot block. Fisher's going to push it ahead, and who's leading the way on the left wing? None other than Shaquille O'Neal. This man works so hard on both ends. Here's Shaquille O'Neal now on the shot block. He's going to go. This man works so hard. Look at him run the wing. Sam Perkins is back, but there is no answer for that kind of finish from Shaquille O'Neal.
Foul was on Travis Best. The shooter is Rick Fox, who passed up a much larger offer from the Cleveland Cavaliers to come play for the Lakers, to pursue a title and to pursue an acting career in L.A. He once dated Tyra Banks. He's now married to Vanessa Williams. So obviously the NBA is not the only major league in which he's played.
All right, now, Bob, as we get into the strategy, Dale Davis is in the game. Shaquille O'Neal does not have to guard him, so watch him floating around. Any penetration, he'll be back there for shot blocking.
Lakers have cut a 12-point deficit in half. Indy by 6. Rose had it knocked away, recovers it. 4 seconds to shoot. Crozier will. The rebound to Kobe Bryant, and here come the Lakers. His pass intended for Horry. Out of bounds. There was contact but no foul, and on the turnover, the Pacers get it.
Kobe Bryant thought he saw a man open, but at the last moment, Austin Crozier steps in Actually, it could have been a foul on Robert Horry there. The ball goes loose, and the Pacers will have it.
Rose bumped by Fox, no call. Rose stumbles out near midcourt. Now O'Neal's got him on a switch. Davis takes it down the middle and finds Crozier.
See, Dale Davis can do that. Larry Bird has said many times he likes him catching that ball, one power dribble and making a play. That was a nice play that time by Davis.
The lead back to 8. Robert Horry to Shaq, and it's 6 again. 18 points for O'Neal.
Well, you can see his energy. He's waving to the crowd. Let's go. He's trying to uplift his team.
Everybody up at the Staples Center. Knocked away from Crozier. Still Indiana ball from in front of their own bench.
Indiana must maintain their poise. The crowd is in it. Shaquille O'Neal is playing well. They've got to maintain their poise and execute.
Jalen Rose for 3. Can't quiet the crowd. Horry takes it ahead for Fox. Rose broke it up. And it went off Fox's fingertips. Indiana ball.
And the Laker coaching staff not happy with that play. I saw Phil Jackson, Tex Winter, Jimmy Clemens looking at Robert Horry say, we don't need that pass. We're trying to get back in the game here.
Over Horry.
He's such a tough cover because he can shoot the ball. He's got a quick step. He can get inside. He can shoot free throws, playing magnificent basketball.
Kobe Bryant on the drive into traffic. There was a whistle, but it's simply Laker ball from under the bucket.
There's Robert Horry, the one-hand baseball pass that goes out of bounds that Phil Jackson and his staff are not happy with. And what it leads to is 2 points off the turnover as Jalen Rose steps back and buries that jump shot.
Meanwhile, officials Joe Crawford and Hugh Evans conferred. There was a thought there might have been a foul there, but it's just Laker ball out of bounds. Shaq misses on the bank, and Miller rebounds.
Go back to Jalen Rose once again.
The jumper over Fox, way off. Fox bothered the shot. Good defense for him. Robert Horry driving on Rose. Crozier set up and took the charge.
And he took a knee right in the chest. That had to really hurt. Bob, I watched there as Horry went up. He got that knee out just to protect himself. When he did, right in the ribs and chest of Austin Crozier. This really hurts. Now watch Horry here, not on purpose, but watch him stick that knee out right there, right in the chest. And that will knock the wind out of him. But a very courageous play by Crozier to step in and take that play like that.
Timeout with 3:08 to play in the first half. Indiana by 8.
Hi, everybody. Hannah Storm coming up on Net Zero at the half. We'll bring you more of Bob Costas' conversation with Phil Jackson, a coach who has mastered the art of motivating great talent like Jordan, Pippen, O'Neal, and Bryant.
The biggest thing about it when you do have talent is that you don't screw it up. You don't want to get too much control. Try not to take too much of the blame or the claim for the success. And try to make it the best possible situation for the players that you have so that they can get themselves to this position.
Phil Jackson pursuing his 7th NBA title coming up at halftime. Let's go back to courtside and rejoin Bob, Doug, Ahmad, and Jim.
Phil Jackson, as some may not know, won an NBA title ring as a player with Red Holzman's New York Knicks. And he still points to Holzman as his primary coaching influence.
Well, Phil is a tremendous coach. There's absolutely no question about that. And what he's been able to do is take superstars and blend them together to win championships. A lot of people point to he's had a lot of talent. Well, there's no question about that. But he's also won the championships, and that you cannot take away from him. He's done a magnificent job.
Crozier took a shot, but after the timeout, he remains in the game. Jackson brings the dribble to the front court. Here's Reggie Miller. Harper out on him. Jalen Rose curls into the lane, and even though Shaq confronted him, he scores.
You can see what's happened, though. They're trying to get Shaq involved, making him come out and play. When you curl in that lane,
Rose has a dozen.
Rose has got to stay away from his third foul here. Larry Bird's got to be very smart here. He does not want him to pick up his third.
O'Neal finds Harper. He juggles it, gets it out to Rice. The fake and the jumper is good. It's a two-pointer.
They need Glen Rice to get going here. Right now, Indiana's sending 2-3 guys at Shaq. They're going to have to make some jump shots, Bob.
Here's Reggie. A little daylight, but he can't hit it. Lakers down by 8. Kobe Bryant with the double pump. He was fouled and he'll come to the line for the first time since the first game of this series. Between them, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant have attempted nearly 30 shots in this first half, and this is the first time that either of them will shoot a free throw.
I spoke to Kobe yesterday, and I said, Kobe, you took 47 shots in the last 2 games and did not get to the free throw line. You throw in tonight, Bob, he'd taken 56 shots, 112 minutes since he's taken his last free throw. Now, here's a guy who took 12 in Game 7 versus Portland. So here's a guy who slashes and cuts, but has not been able to get to that free throw line. And you can see right here, 47 in the last 2 games. Game 2 now, remember he only played 9 minutes. But in Game 1, 13 field goal attempts, only 2 free throws. And that's a big part of his game because he's not a high percentage shooter unless he can slash and cut and get in that lane now where you can open up some areas for him.
Well, he didn't forget how. He made them both. Now he's hounding Jackson. Here's Austin Crozier, guarded by Horry, fires a 3 over him, missed it rather badly, rebound Bryant.
Lakers looking for a big finish here at the half. They've been outplayed, but a couple baskets and they're right in the game where they want to be.
Bryant backing in on Reggie Miller, slings it out to Harper, wide open 3, rims out, and into the arms of Crozier.
And here's where Mark Jackson has to use some poise. They got to go to either Jalen Rose or Reggie Miller. Those are their 2 guys.
It'll be Miller on the move. Outside to Crozier. Corner 3. Got it.
This guy is playing unbelievably great basketball. Great confidence. His energy level, what he brings them off the bench. Can shoot the ball. Gets to the free throw line. What a bright future.
10 points in the first half for Crozier, who's averaging better than 15 a game in this series. O'Neal inside, whistle before the shot.
When you force a guy to the outside of the floor and he gets to the basket, Shaq has to come over and help, as does Horry. Now, Horry's guarding Crozier. He's got to stay at home. Let Shaq be the guy who blocks shots. Now, Jalen Rose going out of the game here, a very smart substitution as we see Crozier here pointing to Reggie Miller. Sometimes you can create shots for people just by getting in the lane, and that's what Reggie did. But Jalen Rose has sat down, a very good substitution. With 57 seconds to go, you do not want him to pick up that third foul.
Shaq misses the first. He's shooting around 40% at the free throw line for this series. The foul was on Dale Davis, his second. As Shaq continues to struggle at the line, the Pacers continue to shoot lights out on 3-pointers. They're above 50% again after Crozier made that last one. They're 8 for 15. 1 of 2 for O'Neal.
Now Sam Perkins has come in. They'll run a quick play for him to shoot a 3 and a 2 for 1. Shaq's got to stay with him now.
Kobe Bryant took it away from Mark Jackson. Now Jackson's alone with him, and Kobe can't score. Ball knocked away, and O'Neal makes sure.
Kobe's very upset. He feels like he's getting hit as he goes to the basket and cannot get to the free throw line. Big turnover there for Indiana.
Sam Perkins, Mark Jackson, O'Neal is on him on a switch. He goes to the corner for Crozier, and his pass is taken away by Ron Harper.
Tried to throw the ball over his shoulder, Bob. In this kind of situation, you got to make the simple play. A Lakers score here would be huge going in at halftime.
Especially if it's a 3, which it is by Kobe Bryant. And even though the Pacers did next to everything right in the first half. With a late spurt, the Lakers trail by only 3.
Two costly turnovers at the end. You got a nice lead, and Mark Jackson coughs the ball up. Now Kobe is going right to the basket. He seeks the foul. He doesn't get it. But guess who cleans up the offensive board? Shaquille O'Neal once again with a powerful finish. And then Austin Crosher follows it up with a turnover of his own. Kobe follows it with a 3. 5 points off turnovers there to end that half, Bob.
The Lakers end the half on a 6-0 run. And here's Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. A 6-0 run to end the half. Reggie, how concerned are you? You outplayed the Lakers throughout that whole half, and you only have a 3-point lead.
Well, we know they're going to make runs. And, you know, we got to settle in, especially on our offense. I think we're doing a good job of moving the basketball. That's not the problem. At the other end, we're giving too many second shots, and they're getting into the lane too easy, so we're going to have to shore up our defense.
A concerted effort tonight, it seems, to take it right to Shaq. Is that the case?
Well, I think everyone's just doing a good job of taking the ball off the dribble. We're not settling just for jump shots.
All right, Reggie, good luck in the second half.
Thanks.
All right, Bob, back over to you.
Jim, thank you. One last look.
Well, you talked about how big it would be if it were to go, and it's a 3-pointer. You cut that lead, but that 6-0 run, so you're up 3. Maybe it would have been 9 or 11, but the Laker defense got them right back into the game. More importantly, the crowd into it emotionally. The Lakers have to feel very good now at halftime.
And now stay tuned for Hannah Storm, Isaiah Thomas, Bill Walton, Steve Jones, and Peter Bessie with Net Zero at the half. That's coming up after these messages. You're watching the NBA Finals on NBC.
Net Zero. At the half, Net Zero, defenders of the free world. Free internet access and free email forever. www.netzero.net.
Halftime in Los Angeles, the Pacers lead the Lakers 56-53. LA cutting the Pacers' 12-point lead down to 3 with that late rush. Hi, everybody. Hannah Storm along with Isaiah Thomas, Steve Snapper Jones, and Bill Walton. And Bill, I hope you saved the receipt for that champagne. Might not be needing that.
He didn't get this from here. This came from the Forum. This is one of those glass bottles that Jack and Cook had up there, and he still can't drink it.
In one of the most shocking and disheartening displays of lethargy that I've ever seen at the championship level. The Lakers have given the Pacers life. Don't the Lakers know that this is the championship? They're standing around walking the ball up the court. They're standing around watching Shaq. On the defensive end, Shaq is being taken away from the basket. Nothing is happening, and the Lakers virtually, they are looking at a Portland Trailblazer like 7th game comeback if they're going to be able to pull this thing off. I don't know what.
I know. I said, go ahead, Isaiah.
Is there an ashtray to put this out?
Well, I told you when we left Indianapolis that the Pacers were the most confident team, even though the Lakers were up 3 games to 2. And I think the adjustments that the Pacers have made from game 1 and 2, they put Sam Perkins into the lineup. Sam Perkins gives them spacing. He brings Shaq away from the basket. He opens up the lane. He lets Reggie Miller, Jalen Rose, and everybody else get involved. Perkins' minutes are up, his points are up, his rebounds are up. And the Lakers have no answer right now for Sam Perkins.
Do you need an assistant coach?
Meanwhile, Bill having flashbacks to 1977. Well, after leading the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA titles, Phil Jackson took a year off from coaching, and now in his first season back with LA, he's back in the finals. Here's more of Jackson's conversation with Bob Costas.
Hear Kobe compared to Michael Jordan. Does it amuse you? Does it annoy you? What?
Well, it amuses me because I think in 5 years or 4 years when he's 25 would be an appropriate time to say, okay, if there's a measuring time, let's measure it up now. He hasn't matured as a player. It's very difficult for him still to, put together a string of games and also to, do the type of control and things that Michael could do in the course of the ball game, where control just came naturally to him, it gravitated to him. And Kobe had that chance in the overtime game on Wednesday, and that was a great win for us. And he steps up to that opportunity often. But, for the most part, he's still in the playmaking mode. He's not in the, that kind of shark destroyer mode that Michael was in.
Some people who aren't ready to anoint Kobe as the next Michael Jordan are ready to say that at a comparable stage, Kobe might be ahead of him. Is that fair?
Well, no doubt about it. Michael at this age coming in the NBA was all about alley-oops, taking the ball to the hoop every time he got an opportunity. He had developed a great back to the basket game, but he hadn't the confidence in his outside shot.
The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Oh my God, that was beautiful.
You could have gone a number of places. You went to a team that had a high upside, even if you didn't expect it to realize it this quickly. Could you have gone to a team that was middle of the pack at this stage of your career?
Losses take a tremendous toll, and when you have to take them when you're not used to taking losses, I know that can eat away at you. I didn't want to have that. Physically, I'm not made up for that kind of, grind where you're going to lose 60, maybe 65 games in the course of a year in the process of building or rebuilding a team. That takes something I don't have. I'm a poor loser, maybe a poor winner at times too.
Why would you say you're a poor winner sometimes?
It's real hard to be, really gracious to the other people that you work with in this league and, congratulate them and commiserate with them and still be sound and real. I've gotten this reputation for head games and all the other stuff. I will confess there are times that I use it, haven't used it in this series at all. I will stand up for my team. And I think it sets you in a difficult situation. And I think it's common to have jealousies and, those type of things with success, and that's natural.
Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't.
So knowing that you might not win a popularity contest among your peers is not a concern?
No, that's not a concern. I think that goes along with the territory.
We had a great run, didn't we? It was wonderful.
Coming here to Los Angeles, suppose hypothetically your message in terms of a philosophy and specific X's and O's was identical, but you have no rings. Same message, no rings. What's the outcome?
I wonder. That's a good hypothetical question. I guess it's the willingness to put yourself sincerely out that gets people to believe or listen or suspend judgment. And when you make yourself as real as you can possibly be, and you give that effort to reach people, they want to believe.
Phil Jackson looking to become just the second coach in NBA history to win titles with 2 different teams. To hear more from Phil Jackson, log on to our website, msnbcsports.com. And in addition to his comments, we have full coverage of the NBA Finals. When we return, we'll join Peter Vesey with the latest news from around the league. But first, a message from Net Zero and a word from the NBA. Well, Peter Vesey reported last week that Lenny Wilkens was the leading candidate for the Toronto Raptors head coaching job. And as we go to Peter now, where does that stand?
Well, Hannah, Lenny is in Toronto today. Tomorrow he will meet with the Raptors Board of Governors. And I assume that they're going to have a press conference on Wednesday announcing that he signed a 4-year guarantee.
All right, Peter, and now to the action here in the Staples Center tonight. I know you spoke with Magic Johnson just after the half ended. What did you pick up from him?
Yeah, I did. I asked him what was bothering him most about the way the Lakers were playing, and he said it was the intensity level. He said he looked in their eyes. He did not like what he saw. He said, on the other hand, he looks into the Pacers' eyes, and they've got that confidence. He also didn't like the way that the Pacers were spreading the wealth, whereas the Lakers were going almost exclusively to Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Of course, after he said that, Hannah, the intensity level picked up for the Lakers, and you notice that they had 6 turnovers, the Pacers, in the first half, leading to 14 points. So that's their Achilles heel. Watch for that in the second half.
Thanks a lot, Peter. And, of course, Magic Johnson, winner of 5 championships here with the Lakers. Meanwhile, the Pacers lead L.A. by 3 as Indiana tries to force a Game 7. We'll be back with the second half after these messages from your local station.
This has been Net Zero at the half. Net Zero, defenders of the free world. Free internet access and free email forever. Call 1-800-DEFENDER.
Shaquille O'Neal and the Lakers hoping the season ends tonight. Reggie Miller wants to play one more on Wednesday, which would be Game 7. Back with Doug Collins, Bob Costas, halftime. Pacers leading it by 3. They led by as many as 12, and even late in the first half, they were in front by 9 until a sequence that put the Lakers right back in it.
Bob, we always talk about at the end of halves, end of quarters, what championship runs do, what championship teams do. They make little runs, and they did it off turnovers. Kobe was able to get the steal. He misses the shot. But Shaquille O'Neal runs the floor and he gets the powerful finish. And then Austin Crochet played very well, but he tries this very difficult behind the shoulder pass. And Kobe makes him pay with a three-pointer. So 6-0 run there at the end. So instead of maybe a 9 or 10-point lead, it's down to 3. The Lakers have to be very happy about that.
Well, a 3-point difference. In a sense, this then is the difference at halftime. After a Lakers shot bounded off the rim and over the glass, the clock read triple zeros. But they restored 0.6 of a second to the clock. Here's the miss by Kobe Bryant. And as you see, it was the correct call. So they put 0.6 of a second back on. It looks like it's just a formality until Mark Jackson throws up the 9-1-1 shot, and look at that.
Well, as a coach, you say you got to play every play, and you could see the Lakers sort of went to sleep on that play. Nobody guarded Sam Perkins. They let Mark Jackson just catch it, turn, and a shot goes in. Those are the kind of plays that can get you beat.
Third quarter coming up when we come back to the Staples Center right after this. Traffic moving rather freely, which is unusual in Los Angeles. Pacer ball as the third quarter starts. They lead by 3. Nobody's in foul trouble. No one has more than 2 fouls for either team. Kobe and Shaq with 1 each. Smith's prone to foul trouble for Indiana, also has but 1. Here's Reggie Miller. First shot of the second half. Bounds away, and Kobe Bryant takes it.
Can the Lakers keep up with the momentum that they finished the half with? It's very important now for the Indiana Pacers. They've got to set their half-court defense right now.
Kobe slithers through and brings the Lakers to within 1.
Well, he did not have a good shooting first half. He was very aggressive. He's now 5 of 13 from the floor. Shaq 10 of 19. So those two guys have already combined for 35 of the 55 points.
Jalen Rose. And the Pacers get a bit of breathing room.
We always talk about your stars setting the tempo. We see Kobe come out and make the nice play for the Lakers. You've already seen Reggie Miller get a jump shot, although he did not make it, and then Rose follows it up with the jumper. These coaches know those are the guys that will set the tone for their teams.
Kobe again. Not this time. Phil Jackson was talking about Kobe Bryant and the early comparisons of Kobe to Michael Jordan at halftime. Perhaps you saw the piece as Jackson gets through and scores. One big difference, according to Jackson, though, is that Kobe, for all his gifts, does not have the outsized hands of a Michael Jordan or a Julius Erving. He can't really palm the ball and hold it out like a baseball and make ball fakes, extend his arm fully with it. That limits some of what he's able to do. Thank heavens for the rest of the league, because he can do just about everything else. Here he is backing in on Miller. Turning, spinning, shooting. And it's short.
Well, interesting. He's taken the first 3 shots of the third quarter for the Lakers. Shaq has not touched the ball.
Jalen Rose finds Dale Davis.
Good start here for Indiana, and Phil Jackson cannot like this. This is exactly the way the game started for the Lakers. They dug themselves a hole. They've had to try to play out of it, but the Pacers have come out with good defense, good rebounding, good execution, and their lead has been pushed back to 7. Now, Mark Jackson, Kobe tries to play him in from behind. He gets that little teardrop floater in the lane to go. We've seen Jalen Rose score. Dale Davis with a powerful finish. And right now, the Pacers have to be very, very happy. Jalen Rose with a nice pass. Dale Davis with a strong finish. He already is in double figures with 11s.
After Kobe got the first basket of the half, Indy with 6 unanswered points.
Long live sport.
Faces in the crowd at the Staples Center for Game 6 include Mel Gibson, Helen Hunt, a Staples Center staple, Dustin Hoffman, he's a regular here, Michelle Kwan, Steven Spielberg, Salma Hayek, and Ed Norton. Great actor, but every time I hear Ed Norton, I think it should be Art Carney. Matthew Perry is here. Will Smith. David Stern. Whoopi Goldberg. And of course, The honor of appearing last goes to Jack Nicholson. At an NBA game, I guess David Stern gets to rub shoulders and be in the same celebrity package as Will Smith and Jack Nicholson and Salma Hayek.
Well, those celebrities
it's his league.
Like to see a little Laker defense right now. The defense right now for the Lakers, not what they have had during the course of the season, and the Pacers are really finding their way. Now, when you have to struggle, what do? You go into Shaquille O'Neal. Remember, Kobe had taken the first 3 shots of the third period. Phil took a timeout and said, look, let's go inside to Shaquille, and he scores.
He's got 23. Reggie comes off the screen, returns to Jackson for 3. Short, and it bounces to Harper.
Go back to Shaq. You've got to get the ball inside.
Kobe Bryant up in the air, dumps it off to Harper for the turnaround, and the rebound belongs to Mark Jackson, looking to push it up the floor. Jalen Rose thinking about a 3. Off the dribble against Rice. Playing with him a little bit.
Well, mismatch here, Davis on Kobe.
Finally, it's Reggie, wide open.
See what happens with the Pacers when they find a mismatch. There was a double team. You get in the rotation. They ran at Rick Smith, and who did they leave open? Reggie Miller.
The three-pointer gives him 14, and more importantly, his team an 8-point lead. O'Neal, how about the catch?
And a great pass by Ron Harper. He threw it away from the defender so that all that Shaquille had to do was catch it and lay it in the basket. That was a great play by both guys.
But he had to lay it in off his right shoulder with his back to the basket. Miller again. Good again.
They do such a good job of screening, Bob. If you try to come up through the middle of the screen, they slide up and let Reggie just fade down to the corner. He uses those screens beautifully.
Does anybody in the West play anything like Indiana's scheme?
No, and the Lakers are struggling trying to corral them defensively. They're used to post-ups and defending low post. They're not seeing that. It's a spread, catch and shoot from 3.
Ron Harper sliding through. Dale Davis got a piece of it, but the basket will count. Goaltending.
Ron Harper with the little flipper, and there's Dale Davis coming over. That's a good call. But you can hear the crowd here, Bob, just chanting for some defense, recognizing Indiana once again off to a big third period.
Jalen Rose. AC Green protects it, then gives it up to Kobe Bryant. Kobe, open for 3. AC Green is on the offensive glass. And O'Neal is fouled.
Now that's a good foul by Rick Smith. You do not want O'Neal to lay that ball in the basket. Smith is out of foul trouble, so you want to take that foul. But Shaquille O'Neal, once he gets the ball, he loves to be able to catch in there, reverse, and shoot that ball off the backboard, the little soft shooting touch. And the next time he gets in the middle of the lane, look how Harper throws it away from the defense, and the soft catch and finish by Shaquille. So the power, and there the soft touch.
You know, the Pacers have nobody in foul trouble, as we noted earlier. Depending upon how this game goes, Shaquille O'Neal could spend a lot of time at the free throw line in the 4th quarter.
Well, again, when he misses, and we've seen it throughout the year, he gets very flat. He does not get much extension. More importantly, his knees stay very stiff. Let's see that if he gets some flexion in those knees and softens that shot up a little bit.
Phil Jackson told me yesterday there's nothing wrong with O'Neal's dedication. He practices free throws by the hundreds for hours, but he's practicing a flawed technique. And until he grasps the idea that he's got to change the very way in which he shoots them, no amount of practice is going to make him a good free throw shooter.
That's very good. You know, you're right. I mean, 2 wrongs will make a right occasionally, but Reggie Miller steps back. But on the whole, you have to have good form if you're going to be a consistent free throw shooter, and Shaq just does not have that right now.
Glen Rice, tough shot. He hit it.
I think he can do more of that. He's a good low post player. He's got 11 points in the game on only 5 shots.
Crowd is alive at the Staples Center. Reggie Miller with the fake. Smits with the offensive rebound. Jackson on the move. Blocked by Bryant, but a foul. And it's on Kobe, number 2.
See, Mark Jackson will not beat you with quickness. He just is going to take his time. He's about 6'4", and he knows when he gets in the lane, he's a pretty good post player. The little rake across the arm by Kobe. Now the shot block up at the top was clean. They ruled that he fouled him on the way up, so Jackson will shoot 2 free throws as he's trying to stem the tide here as the Lakers are trying to work themselves back into this game.
Mark Jackson, Chris Mullin's teammate on great St. John's teams for Lou Carnesecca more than a decade ago. Hits the first of 2 on Saturday at 4 Eastern. NBC begins coverage of the U.S. Olympic diving trials. Mark Ruiz, who holds 16 national diving titles and won gold at the Pan Am Games, takes to the springboard as America's best divers compete for 2 coveted spots on the U.S. team for the Sydney Olympics. Saturday at 4 Eastern on NBC.
I think the Lakers got to keep going back through Shaquille O'Neal. He's catching that ball down the block. Catch it down there and then play out of what he wants to do down there with it.
O'Neal over Davis. AC Green got a piece of it, but Smits controls it.
Rick Smits has been very quiet on the offensive end, but he's done a nice job. He's gotten a couple rebounds. Normally not a very good rebounder. Only 1 of 7 shooting the ball.
Dale Davis a bit outside his range, but he drills it.
Yeah, but see, he's shooting the ball well. He got inside, Bob. That's his 6th field goal in the game already on only 7 shots. So you don't expect that kind of offense. The Lakers can't be pleased when giving him 13 points.
Kobe Bryant got into the paint and finished. He has 16. After a 4 for 20 disaster in Game 5. Chance of defense drowning out the whistle blown by Joe Crawford. Number 1 on Ron Harper.
Kobe, one of the best one-on-one players in the league, and he has the ability to get in, and he also has that little medium-range jump shot. He can pull up and take the little jumper rather than go all the way, and that time he's able to get it down.
Davis with the up fake and a 3-second violation on the Pacers.
What I've really seen defensively in this quarter by the Lakers, they're really working hard, sending Rose and Miller off screens, but more importantly, Kobe is guarding Jackson at the top, and he is going right to the pass, forcing those guys to give the ball up.
Harper was bumped by Jackson. Number 1 on Mark. Larry Bird's last appearance in the finals as a player ended with a Game 6 defeat in Los Angeles. That was 1987. He hopes the same isn't true of his career as a coach. Kobe Bryant. Out to Harper. Now AC Green from the baseline.
Team, you're going to have to force somebody to make some shots. AC Green with a big one there.
He scored only 4, but the Lakers are within 4. Jalen Rose. Shaq takes it and waits for the crowd to clear. Rose all over Rice. Smits trying to handle Shaq. The miss, and Davis clears the boards. Cross-court pass intercepted by AC Green, who is then immediately fouled by Mark Jackson.
Well, 2 nice plays in a row now by AC Green. He hits a little jumper, then he steps in the passing lane and gets the steal. That's a bad play by Reggie. Hold on to that basketball. You've got a 4-point lead. Remember now, the Lakers got 14 points off of turnovers in that first half. The Pacers have been known to turn the ball over. That's how the Lakers have hurt them in a couple of their wins.
4 minutes left in the third. Rice for 3. He continues to sizzle from downtown. And this is a 1-point game. 14 points for Rice. The Lakers on a 7-0 run.
AC
threes in this game. He's hit them all. The Lakers last led with a second to go in the first quarter, just before Mark Jackson's wild three-point shot gave Indiana the lead. A lead they haven't relinquished, but now it's been trimmed to 1.
Well, you can see the Lakers' big three tonight, 55 of the 70 points. That's how they've won all season long, with those three guys delivering. The guy tonight that's really helped out has been Glen Rice. Now, poise, if you're Indiana, not so many outside jumpers. Get inside, get to the foul line.
Smits misses the hook. Ball loose. Harper wins the race for it. Kobe Bryant for the lead, which still belongs to Indiana.
So, Bob, I think that right now the Pacers are living with a lot of outside jump shots. They've got to catch and dribble, penetrate. The shot will be there for them.
Jalen Rose. That was from the outside, but they'll take it if it works.
And again, they've done everything they can now to stem that tide. Every time the Lakers have had a chance to take the lead, they've come back with a basket.
Glen Rice on the move. He's belted and will come to the free throw line.
How about if you're Indiana, you got Jalen Rose coming out one side, Reggie the other. If you're Mark Jackson, you pick and choose. That time he goes to Jalen Rose, and then Glen Rice, who's very aggressive, goes to the basket and gets to the free throw line. He has 14 for the game. More importantly, putting the pressure on the Pacer defense.
The foul was number 3 on Smits. Rice misses the first free throw. He's hit 5 of 6 from the floor, including, as you see, all 3 from beyond the arc. Misses them both.
Well, this is a guy who's an 80-plus career free throw shooter. To step up there, you're trying to get back to the lead. This could be a big break if the Pacers score. Go back up 5 or 6 points.
Well, that's a way to chill a run. Dale Davis out to Jackson, long 3. Well, quite a turn of events.
We have to remember that sequence. Now they had a chance to go up. Kobe missed a shot, 5 points. He misses 2 free throws. Rice, that's a big swing.
Harper, what a tough hoop that was.
He's got 8 assists for the game, 5 in this quarter. So Ron Harper doing the little things that we've always seen from him. More importantly, guarding Reggie Miller right now, trying to slow him up.
Dale Davis with a great pass to Reggie Miller, who finishes it with a twisting bank shot, and they tack on the foul.
I watched that whole sequence. Reggie Miller never stopped moving off the screen. If you ever want to watch a guy work and work and work, just watch Reggie here. Running the baseline, Harper chasing him, continuing to move, looking to curl. Comes back out this side, then he works against the vision. A great catch and shoot by Reggie there, an opportunity for a 3-point play. And see, Larry Bird's got to love that, because Larry Bird was one of those guys who was in continual motion all the time. These are big baskets as the Pacers are trying to keep the Lakers from being able to take the lead here from them.
3-point play. LA got to within 1. Now the Pacers are back in front by 7. Shaq, a little off balance, and it rattles out. Loose ball foul, though, and it will go against Indiana. That's number 3 on Dale Davis. AC Green, whose Iron Man streak extends to November of 1986. That's how long it's been since he's missed a game. Hits the first coming up on Sunday. The WNBA on NBC continues as All-Star Lisa Leslie and the LA Sparks head to New York to take on Teresa Weatherspoon and the Liberty. That's the Sparks versus the Liberty, Sunday at 4 Eastern on NBC.
close this down like they did the half.
Jalen Rose, and a foul as he makes his move. It's number 2 on Glen Rice. Austin Crozier's going to come into the game now for Indiana, replacing Dale Davis, who goes out with 3 fouls.
See, Larry Bird would like to keep him having 3 fouls in that fourth quarter, like what you talked about, Bob, possibly Hack-a-Shaq in that fourth period, and he's their most physical defender and best rebounder.
Jalen Rose at the free throw line. His high school team in Detroit had 3 guys who are now in the NBA. Rose, Howard Isley, who's with the Jazz, and Vashawn Leonard of the Heat. What kind of high school team is that with 3 future NBA guys on it? They must have been a terror at Southwestern High in Detroit. He gets 1 of 2, and it's a 6-point difference. AC Green has gone out. Robert Horry is in for the Lakers. Kobe Bryant, double team, looking for help, forces up the fadeaway, makes it. My gosh.
What a shot. Not only did he lose control of the ball, he was actually trapped there. And you talk about confidence. Now, he's not shot the ball well tonight, but he knows that clock is winding down. Look at it. He's buried. No place to go. The ball is knocked loose. Picks it up. The foul on the wrist. The concentration, the opportunity for the three-point play. If he makes this, it'll be a 3-point game. Another big swing at the end of quarters, the end of halves that we always talk about that are so vital in championship games. So that's 3 free throws, 2 by Rice and 1 by Kobe that's been missed here.
I think the last time someone said, my gosh, on television, it was Arthur Godfrey. Mark Jackson can't quite hit it. Spilled off the lip of the rim. Into the hands of Kobe Bryant. Kobe into traffic, hands it to O'Neal. Count the basket plus the foul.
What the Lakers are able to do with Kobe Bryant, he is their point guard. And when you get your defense locked into their triangle, they break it, and he is allowed to go one-on-one, and he creates. This is when the Lakers are very scary. Indiana's done a nice job of defending their set plays, but Kobe's one-on-one play has really broken down their defense.
The foul was on Smits, who had only 1 foul at halftime, but has picked up 3 in this quarter, and now 6. Perkins in to replace him. And O'Neal makes it a 1-point game again.
I think it's important for Indiana to go in with a lead. They have not lost the lead. To go into that fourth period with a lead, can they find a way to get a score?
Reggie Miller fouled from behind by Kobe Bryant. And that's an automatic 2 points, just about.
The Laker bench very upset at Kobe because Reggie Miller is the best in the league. Now watch him here as he pump fakes. Now watch him kick himself out. He feels Kobe behind him and just sort of throws himself in there. That's what you have to do. You have to create the contact. Don't avoid it. Create it, especially when you shoot 92% from the line.
And he's been better than that in these finals. After he shoots, the Lakers can get a 2-for-1. 36 seconds remaining in the quarter.
And they have a set play they like to run with Kobe penetrating, and they love to spot Glen Rice up in that corner. Remember at the end of the half in game 4 or 3, he hit a big 3, so they have to really pay attention to Rice.
Reggie backed away because the net was tangled, and he wants everything just so. Nothing to upset his routine. Here's Rice with Miller on him. O'Neal. Perkins playing the D. Rice fakes the 3, returns it to Shaq. Jump hook. Too hard. Horry with the tip, but he doesn't get it. Perkins being hounded, protects the ball, and gets rid of it to Jackson. Now Indiana will hold for the last one. Jalen Rose with a turnaround. And he hits it with 0.4 of a second remaining.
Bob, Indiana has answered every challenge that Lakers have made. A defensive play here where actually Shaquille O'Neal switches this because they do not want to give the shot to Perkins. Look at Shaquille here. He switches out. Now watch the shot. He can't throw back to Perkins. He realizes the clock is winding down. This is over Shaquille O'Neal.
With Shaq's hand right in his face. Tough hoop, big hoop. Back after these messages and a word from your local station. You're watching the NBA Finals on NBC.
Copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
The Pacers have won every quarter narrowly, but every quarter you see they lead by 84 points. We talked about the Laker defense and how they're struggling to get to the shooters of the Indiana Pacers. So this was game 5. You see the distance they have. Nobody within 16 feet. Reggie squares up and he knocks the shot in. Jalen Rose hits one. Same story here tonight. You see 9 feet of distance here for Sam Perkins as he buries a 3. And then Reggie Miller, look at the space and time that he has to shoot the open 3. So this style of play, the Lakers are really struggling trying to defend against it. They space the floor, they dribble penetrate, they find open shooters. More importantly, they bury them. You see tonight, were they concerned about could they bring that shooting touch from Conseco Fieldhouse? They have done it. 50% from 3, 52% for the game. They lead by 5. Can they hold on and force a game 7?
The Lakers' average yield for a game during the season was about 93 points. They're on pace to give the Pacers 112 in this one after yielding 120 in game 5. Kobe Bryant. It's long and Perkins has it. Jalen Rose was fouled. And let's check with Jim Gray.
All right, Bob, in between quarters, Larry Bird told his team, hey, we've been trying to take it one game at a time. You don't come back from down 3-1 and win 3 games. One game at a time, and doing that, it's one quarter at a time. He said, we have won every quarter tonight. Now all we have to do is win this last quarter. Bob?
Jim, thanks. The foul was on Derek Fisher as first. And it's still a 5-point game. Rose walking away to gather himself. Jackson and Miller on the bench for now, but not for long.
What you've seen when Sam Perkins comes into the game, you see any time that Shaquille O'Neal's guarding him, they automatically go to a screen roll with him, forcing Shaq to try to help. That's how Perkins gets 3-point shots. This last possession, we saw it again. Shaq didn't help. Rose got all the way inside and got to the free throw line. Bob, now they've got to convert these free throws. Remember, they're the best free throw shooting team in the NBA.
That one gives Rose an even 20 points. Robert Horry looking for O'Neal. It brings it outside to Fisher for 3.
Remember Portland game 7. Fisher hits a big one. Shaw hits 3 big threes in that period. They're going to need other guys to step up to make some shots tonight.
Jalen Rose on the move. Couldn't quite hit it. And Kobe walks a tightrope to gather it in on the baseline. O'Neal spinning and scoring +1.
I thought he was going to shoot the ball. He palmed it. He palmed it and then got the foul and shot it. Somebody's going to have to make some jump shots. Derek Fisher pulls up and makes it a 3-point game. Now this is a great play. You talk about the hands of Michael Jordan. Watch as he palms the ball, gets fouled, and then shoots it. Those big hands came into great use right there. Now if he makes this, they have finally evened this game up. They still can't quite tie it up. Can the Pacers answer here, Bob, and stay in the lead?
The field goal gave Shaq 30 points. He scored 30 or more in every game of the series. Jalen Rose, contact with Kobe Bryant. And the foul is on Bryant, his fourth.
Now you can see right now, Travis Best is going out of the game. Mark Jackson coming right back in. Travis just not himself with that shoulder. He's got to understand right now you're in a do-or-die situation. Bird has got to go to the healthy guy who's playing well. That is Mark Jackson.
Derek Fisher out. Brian Shaw in.
Now see, Fisher's just hit a three, and you say, well, why is he going out? Because of defensive purposes. They got big guards out there, and Fisher can't guard the bigger guards.
Crozier looking for Rose. Fox over on the double team, and Rose threw it off his body just so that the Pacers could inbound it, and he could get some breathing room.
It's a game of matchups. You got to match up, especially defensively.
7 seconds to shoot. Rose into the lane, off balance, and he was fouled.
See, now they've had 2 shots going to the basket, Bob, so they've taken 4 free throws in this quarter on 2 fouls. And what I mean by that is if you're Indiana, you want to get to that free throw line. So every time you shoot before you're in the penalty and you get to that line, these free throws are going to add up as this quarter goes on. And the Pacers want to get there as often as they can. See the free throws on the evening. Once again, 82%. The Lakers under 60.
Jalen Rose went from 6th man to starter this year, taking Chris Mullin's spot in the starting lineup, and was voted the NBA's most improved player for the year 2000. His free throws making a 3-point difference. Kobe hands it inside to O'Neal, and he will have another chance to tie the game.
The Pacers are going to have to get Kobe Bryant under control. At halftime, Phil Jackson wanted him penetrating. Well, he's doing that right now. They're doing a great job defending against the triangle, but they cannot keep Kobe Bryant in front of him. Look at this spectacular pass. He gets in the air, splits 3 defenders. Shaquille O'Neal catches it and finishes it. He's going to have an opportunity now to go to the line.
Gatorade Thirst Quencher. When the moment comes, will you have what it takes to finish? Gatorade, is it in you? By Ford Outfitters, no boundaries. And by the irresistible taste that makes you say, did somebody say McDonald's?
The black patch on the shoulder of the Laker uniforms is in honor of Wilt Chamberlain, who passed away in October of last year. Shaq has taken to calling himself, among his many different nicknames, the Big Continuous, because he's part of this line of Lakers centers. Wilt Chamberlain, then Kareem. Kareem, the all-time leading NBA scorer. So graceful, tremendous finesse player with the sky hook. And now Shaquille O'Neal, the near-unanimous MVP. And if the Lakers win the title, he'll certainly be the MVP of the finals as well. Now, this is through the first 8 seasons of their careers. Remember, with Chamberlain, that was with the Warriors and 76ers before he got to the Lakers. Kareem had great years with the Milwaukee Bucks before he got to LA. And the eras were different, and that makes the comparisons tricky. But he's put his name in the argument, but he can't put the Lakers into a tie.
How long will Reggie Miller stay on the bench? Derek McKee's on the floor. He's a good defender, but they're going to need some offense here to finish this game. Speaking of the Pacers, it can't just be Jalen Rose.
Horry guarding Rose. Here's Crozier out of the corner for 3.
What about the confidence this guy's playing with? Shaq gets caught on a switch, and what's he do? He runs as far away from as he can, spots up to the 3-point line. Pacers back up by 4. Reggie's getting ready to check back in.
Crozier has scored 13. Horry tries to answer and does.
1 for 12 from the 3-point line going into tonight's game. Almost the same shot he hit against Portland late in that game when they needed it in Game 6.
Jalen Rose curls in. He's stripped. Shaw's got it. It's a 2-on-1 break. Kobe Bryant flips it to Shaq, who is belted, and the shot goes down. So does Shaq, and he's clutching his left knee. He seems to be saying, just give me a second. The photographers are all along the baseline there. And let's watch how the collision took place.
What just wonderful catch and finish now by Shaquille O'Neal off the glass. And he looked like he just fell hard to his knee. And the collective breath of Los Angeles takes a deep sigh of relief as Shaq gets up. You see he goes down. Bob, this guy works so hard, night in and night out for his team.
Still can't hit a free throw, but the Lakers have the lead for the first time since the last second of the first quarter. Austin Crozier gives it up to Jalen Rose. Into the lane he goes. In traffic, he tries a nearly impossible shot and misses it.
The Lakers score here. Bird's got to really use his timeouts wisely.
Rick Fox, Miller guarding him. He pumps up a three, and Larry Bird immediately says, let's talk it over.
How often have we seen this from the Lakers? Guys that you don't expect to make shots. We've seen Fisher. We've seen Horry. Now we see Fox, and the Lakers have finally taken the lead.
Partly because when you've got Shaq and you've got Kobe, lesser lights get less attention from the defense.
Reggie Miller almost begs him to take the shot. He buries the three. The Lakers are on a 15-6 run. But look how far off Reggie's playing him, almost begging him to take the shot. And Fox obliges. You see the smile. Now, this is a guy who played high school basketball in Indiana. He's got to love this.
A sizable crowd has gathered outside the Staples Center, hoping to celebrate if the Lakers prevail here in Game 6. Here's the last possession for the Lakers. Look at Kobe Bryant. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Come on, man. Are you crazy? Crazy like a fox.
Now, Fox is in the game defensively to play against Jalen Rose. Shaw on Miller. Smith's back in the game, only 1 of 8. Can he muster some offense for the Pacers?
Indiana playing from behind for the first time since the first quarter. Reggie, good look at a three. Overshot it badly, but Davis picks it up. Fakes Shaq off his feet and scores.
Well, he stuck with that one. Reggie had a wide open three, but Dale Davis, a big second shot opportunity.
Kobe Bryant gives it up to Fox. Cross court, Horry out of the corner for three.
It's amazing. The Lakers have not shot the ball well from the three-point line all season long, but they've shot it well at the most pressure-packed times.
It looked like an Indiana turnover, but before that, there's a Laker foul.
Well, Reggie tried to come off the screen, and they grabbed him so he could not get to the ball. It's going to be Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille reaches down, sort of grabs him. Reggie does a good job acting. Now that's 14 fouls on the Lakers. The Pacers will shoot free throws the rest of the way.
Here's Dale Davis backing in on Horry. Missed it, and the rebound is grabbed by Shaw, who's bumped for the foul.
Now, Bob, the Pacers have to be very aware. Every time they get into the lane right now, Shaquille is going to come over. Rick Smith will be spotted up. They've got to kick that ball out to him, and he's got to make a couple shots, so Shaq's not even guarding him right now.
Dale Davis, despite that miss, has played a whale of a game. 15 points, 12 rebounds.
How about this now? You've had 4 3-pointers. You've had Fox with 1, Horry with 2, and Fisher. That's 12 points in a critical game to give you a 5-point lead.
Kobe Bryant off balance, and Shaquille O'Neal is there. The Lakers lead by 7. O'Neal has scored 36. And a whistle at the other end.
Right now, the difference in this game is this man right here, Kobe Bryant. Not so much that he's scoring, but look what he does. He collapses your entire defense. 3 guys are playing and nobody to guard Shaq. So even though he's not shooting a high percentage, he's getting in the lane and breaking down the Pacer defense, whether it be a 3-point shot or an offensive rebound or a handoff to Shaquille O'Neal. So 7 for 22 does not talk about his impact in this game.
Brian Shaw committed the foul, and before Reggie Miller went to the line, Mark Jackson called his teammates over and huddled them up, trying to stabilize things here. There's all kinds of time. There's a sense that the game is slipping away, but with that pair of free throws by Reggie, they're within 5 and almost 7 minutes remains.
Well, Bob, they're the best 3-point shooting team in the league. They're 2 3-pointers away from being in the lead right now.
Lakers have outscored them, though, 20-10 in this 4th quarter. Brian Shaw, wild shot, looks like a pass, and I'm pretty sure he knew that.
Rick Smith has got to stop going for those shot blocks. He's not a shot blocker. He's got to stay with Shaquille O'Neal.
I think that was an intentional ricochet pass because Shaq was alone on the other side of the hoop.
I think it very well could have been, but that's twice now that Smith has gone to block shots. He did the same thing in the overtime period in Game 4. The Lakers got 2 offensive rebounds that really changed the game. But watch Rick Smith here. He is not a shot blocker. You don't come over and try to block that shot. The MVP is right there. You got to keep your body on him, make him come over the top and foul you.
Rick Fox committed the foul. And Rose makes it 101-95.
See, Larry Bird's got a big decision here. Sam Perkins is going to space the floor a little bit better than Rick Smith. But he's going to Rick Smith maybe to give him some offense. The problem is Rick Smith is not a good defender. He can't move his feet. He has got to do a better job right now if he's going to be on the floor because they're not even looking for him to shoot the ball.
These games have been like 80s flashbacks. Both teams in or approaching triple digits. None of this 85-80 stuff. Here's Horry again. Finally missed from that spot. But it pops into Bryant's hands. He goes up in traffic. And finally there's a whistle.
Kobe is electric right now. He's everywhere. He's trying so hard. He can't get the shots to go. That was 3 efforts by him. Once he gets the offensive rebound, he weaves himself through the lane. He hangs, forces it, doesn't get it, tries to get the tip. And a loose ball foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Defensive rebounding, one of the Achilles heels of Indiana all season long. It cost them Game 4. Will it cost them a chance for Game 7?
Even though Kobe Bryant has shot a very chilly 7 of 24 from the floor, it's obvious he can still have an effect on the outcome of the game. Smits with his 5th foul sits. Crozier comes in.
See, he's doing a lot what Michael used to do in Chicago. Play that triangle for 3 quarters, and then that 4th quarter say, you know what, I'm going to break it here, and I'm going to make some things happen. That's what he's done. It's working, and the Lakers are leading.
Exactly 6 minutes remaining. Indiana now down by 7. Jalen Rose is fouled. The Lakers have actually done them a favor because after scoring at their end, the Lakers, the last several sequences, have quickly stopped the clock by fouling and giving Indiana a chance to score without running much time off the clock.
Well, I'm sure what Larry Bird has told his team, don't pull up and shoot long jump shots. Keep attacking the basket. Get inside. But they've got to get some stops done on the other end. Right now, the Lakers are scoring every time down.
Tonight on NBC, after your late local news, The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And tonight, Steve Young is on the program, along with a performance by the cast of Fosse. Back to within 5.
The Lakers must continue to keep the pressure on. Break them down with the dribble. Get inside. They've missed 6 shots in this quarter, but they have 4 offensive rebounds.
Robert Horry on the move. Gives it up to Harper with the left hand, nowhere near. Crozier rebounds. Dale Davis slips by Glen Rice, and he was fouled.
That's a good foul right there, too, by Robert Horry. You do not want to give Dale Davis that dunk. You got to make him make a couple free throws. He goes in strong. He goes past Rice, and here's the foul on Horry. And that's what you've got to do. No layups at this point in the game for either team.
Dale Davis, a very poor free throw shooter throughout his career, improved dramatically during the regular season, but has tailed off in the playoffs. He swishes that one.
And he's having his best game of the series tonight. He got off to a great start. He's had a big game scoring. He's double figures in rebounds, and he's given them a real tenacity out there that they need.
Got them both. His 17th point. His team's 100th.
It's now time for the Lakers. Get that ball back to Kobe Bryant. Let him create something. Get the ball inside to Shaq.
Harper looking for O'Neal. Touch pass back to Harper. He takes it to the hole but can't finish. Crozier comes up with it. Here are the Pacers down by only 3. Jalen Rose to tie it. There it is.
When you can shoot the 3, you're never out of a game. And Dale Davis just made a great play on Harper. Harper drove to the basket. He looked like he was going to dunk it. Davis came over, and he got a piece of it, and it blocked the shot. And when he did, it led to a fast break. Watch a little give and go. Harper goes. He thinks he's got a dunk, and Dale Davis says, He gets a piece of it. They go the other way. And anytime Indiana gets you in that broken court, you got to identify shooters. Jalen Rose hits the 3, and the people of Conseco love it. They love it at Conseco. We got a tie game.
Their Pacers are on a 7-0 run. In their 6 championship seasons, Phil Jackson's Bulls never played a Game 7 in the finals, and they won it in the 6th game 5 of the 6 years. And 4 of those 5 were memorable. 1992, they're down by 15 in the 4th quarter with Michael on the bench at the old Chicago Stadium, and it's Bobby Hansen who catches fire. In the 4th quarter, they come back and eliminate the Trailblazers. 1993, John Paxson 4-3 in Game 6 at Phoenix. They avoid a 7th game, and they complete their first three-peat. Then in 97, Steve Kerr says, get it to me if I'm open. Michael does, and he puts it down. And they eliminate the Utah Jazz in 6. And then Michael's last shot a year later, this time at the Delta Center, Game 6. And championship number 6. They beat Seattle in 6 in 96, but that was a relatively easy home win to close it out. And the first title was here in L.A. in Game 5 in 91. Here's Robert Horry up in the air. Tough shot, and he puts it down.
He wanted to pass that ball at the last minute. The defense collapsed in there, and he had to hang and shoot the ball. Robert Horry, 8 big points here to give his team a 2-point lead.
Knocked away from Crozier and stolen by Harper. And a saving pass to Horry. Seconds to shoot. Harper to Shaq, guarded by Davis, turnaround jumper. How about that? He's got 40.
Shaquille O'Neal, what a tremendous season he's had, wanting to end it tonight and realize his dream of an NBA championship, his first.
Jalen Rose. Rebound to Horry. Davis got a piece of it but couldn't control it.
The Pacers have gone small with their lineup. Smith is out, Davis is in. The Lakers have a power advantage inside. Will they go back to it?
Kobe Bryant throws it over Jalen Rose. The Pacers had tied it with 7 unanswered points, but 6 straight for the Lakers after the timeout, and it's 109-103.
The Lakers, when they win, it starts with defense. Ron Harper circles the post, he saves it, and he throws back it in to Robert Horry. And what does it lead to? It leads to the MVP. So if they can hold on here, Shaquille O'Neal puts them up 4, and then his little brother, Kobe Bryant, is going to square it up. We saw this in Indiana. Game late, he pulls up and buries the jumper to give him a 6-point lead. The Laker fans are tasting it. They're getting close to the championship.
Anywhere you want. And if you want it authentic, log on to the NBA store on NBA.com. There's the widest assortment of NBA products, and we're open all day and all night.
This is impossible. Look at this. You like that?
So if you want to keep it real, keep it authentic. The NBA store on NBA.com.
Dateline Tuesday, witnesses to terror, the Central Park attacks, more than 24 women assaulted in broad daylight. What turned this celebration into mob violence, and why wasn't it stopped?
The police totally saw what was going on.
Stories you haven't heard from the people who were there, video you haven't seen, a full-hour investigation, an all-new Dateline Tuesday.
Kobe Bryant has such great confidence. He's going to square up, little penetration, and he's going to hit the jumper to put him up 6. And he's going to go off. I got it under control. And Phil Jackson, his coach, is waiting for him. And you know what he said to him at Ready's Lips? He said, run the offense. Kobe said, okay, I'll do it, coach. He knows the confidence that Kobe has. He doesn't want to take that away from him. But right now, use the clock and power that ball inside.
Be alert for Hack-a-Shaq when the Lakers get the ball. Miller guarded by Harper. Jalen Rose. Right hand. It won't drop. Loose ball to Rice.
See, Shaquille O'Neal doesn't have to guard anybody right now. They're going to the Hack-a-Shaq. They've got 1 minute and 2 to do this before the penalty comes in at 2, where it's like a technical foul and you maintain possession of the ball. But Bob, what happens? Anytime Dale Davis is on the floor and he's played a great game and Shaquille is matched up against him, he's going to be right underneath the basket. Here's Shaquille O'Neal right here, and they're going to wrap him up right there. Here comes Crozier. But more importantly, defensively, what he's doing now, he's taking away any penetration the Pacers have.
And with that miss, O'Neal, despite scoring 40 points, is 2 for 9 at the line. If he continues to make 1 of 2, that'll be good enough for the Lakers.
And a 7-point lead is big because that makes it 3 possessions when you're playing against a great 3-point shooting team.
Miller, the fake, the 3, he got it.
And that's why it's so important. I think they're going to give him a 2.
Yep, it's a 2. His foot was on the line, a 2-point basket. And now they wrap Shaq up again, and it's Crozier once again who does it.
Bob, just so we go through the rule again, Reggie Miller is going to get a nice little up fake coming off that screen, and he's going to fake Harper, who chases him off the 3. Reggie tries to get behind the line, can't quite do it. But Bob, just so we go through the rule on Hack-a-Shaq, boy, very close to being out of bounds there. Reggie steps in, just his toe is on the line. But at the 2-minute mark, under the 2-minute mark, if they do this with Shaq, it's 1 free throw for any Laker who's on the floor, so they can have their best free throw shooter take it, and they get the ball out of bounds. So they've got 41 more seconds. That's why it's important the Lakers make the Pacers use some clock rather than come down and score quickly.
He obliges them by missing 2. Now can the Pacers score? Looking for Reggie, weaving his way through a maze of screens. His 3, no good. Crozier, however, appeared to have been shoved away from the ball. And it's Robert Horry who commits his 4th.
Reggie Miller is so hard to play, and the Lakers are so aware of him coming off screens. And you can see right there that he just takes and throws him down. Crozier, as he tried to set the screen, what would have been interesting had that ball gone in, would it have counted and Crozier shot a free throw?
I believe the call was an instant before the shot. Crozier, the kid from Santa Monica, misses the first.
Now, Phil Jackson is taking O'Neal out of the game, probably for 1 possession. So if they can come down and can bring them back in the game, and the hack-a-shack then is over. This is a good substitution by Phil.
Crozier needs this to bring the Pacers to within 4.
And you know who's going to have the ball. They're going to get it to Kobe and try to get him to attack off the dribble and get to that free throw line. This is the time he loves, when Shaq is out of the game, that he can do his thing.
He fires a 3. And Jackson grabs the rebound. Here comes Jalen Rose all the way to the hoop. Blocked by Bryant, but recovered by Davis. Austin Crozier now. Hands to Davis, and Davis is fouled. Not a particularly good free throw shooter. With 2 crucial shots coming, his team down by 4, 1:56 left, and now hack-a-shack is not part of the equation.
The problem you have is this. If you put Shaquille O'Neal in for this rebound, and Dale Davis is not a good free throw shooter, and he missed the second one and Shaq rebounds it, they're going to foul him. So you'd be very careful. If Shaq rebounds his ball, you know they're going to take the foul on him.
Yeah, they can foul him now, but only when he touches the ball. If they foul him intentionally and he doesn't have the ball, that's when the technical comes into play.
But if he rebounds the ball, he'll have to shoot 2 free throws. That's why this is a big play right here by him putting Shaq in the game.
So why put him in the inside position? Why not let someone else take the inside position?
I guess he feels like they want to make sure they rebound the basketball here, but this could be a big play if Dale Davis misses this and Shaq rebounds it. It could be almost a hack-a-shack in its own way here.
He does miss it. It goes out of bounds with the Lakers touching it last. So that works even better for the Pacers.
And they're within 3, which means a 3-pointer ties it right now. So be aware of this Indiana Pacer team. You know they love to shoot 3s. Miller tried to do it to win Game 4.
Here's Jalen Rose. No need to hurry. Davis. Back to Rose. Shaq picks him up. Rose. On the dribble by Shaq. His pass knocked away by Rice. And let's see what the call will be. Rice thought he might have been fouled, but it's going to be Indiana ball, and they call timeout with 9 on the shot clock and 1:39 on the game clock.
Will Larry Bird bring in Sam Perkins to space the floor so they can get to the floor? Let's see what happens after this timeout.
It was just a 20-second timeout taken by the Pacers. So we're going to stay right here. Rick Carlisle is the former Bird teammate with the Celtics and trusted assistant. The way they break it up, Bird, of course, the head coach. The older gentleman in the tan suit is Dick Carter. He more or less runs the defense. Carlisle, who was doing most of the talking during the timeout, engineers their offense.
Very interesting, though, that Larry Bird is going to stay with Dale Davis. Now, maybe doing this to be able to get an offensive rebound if they miss. They do not need a 3, but if Perkins is out there, what happens is on penetration, Shaq won't leave him and they can get to the basket. Let's see if Shaq will be back there to block anything going to the basket. This is a big sequence right here, Bob, with 1:39 to go. But again, they do not need a 3.
Timeouts remaining. As you see, Indiana has 2 and no 20. Lakers 3 full timeouts plus a 20. During this timeout, the security guards have begun stringing rope around the court, and people are gathering in anticipation of a possible championship ceremony. How galling must this be to the Pacers, who are very much in this game, in possession of the ball, down by only 3.
You know that somehow Reggie Miller is going to be involved in this play. Will Mark Jackson flash and get the ball, and look for Miller coming off a quick screen, especially on Shaq's side of the floor.
That's what he was trying to do, but Jackson on the dribble gives it to Crozier. 2 seconds to shoot. Crozier is fouled on the drive.
That's a smart play, though. You don't need a 3. Drive that ball in there, throw your body in there, and get to the free throw line.
Kobe limping a little bit. Robert Horry fouled out with that personal.
We've seen Austin Crozier do this the entire series. He drives inside and gets fouled. You don't shoot any little flip shots. You throw yourself in there, you take the punishment, and then you get to the free throw line. As Robert Horry, is he fouled out of the game? He's fouled out 8 points. Remember now, critical, he hit 2 threes, and they will miss his shooting out on the floor.
Crozier has scored 14. As you see, 3 of 4 at the line.
Now, Bob, we've seen this before. Will the Lakers go through Shaq? He struggled tonight. You know that if he catches the ball, they're going to foul him. With that said, normally Kobe is the guy that they put the ball in his hands. Let's see what happens. But you know that if Shaq catches it, they're going to foul him.
Crozier brings the Pacers to within 1. A minute and a half remaining in Game 6. Glen Rice, Shaq screening, Rice into the paint, blocked by Dale Davis. And a whistle from Joey Crawford.
It's going to be a loose ball foul here. Glen Rice is going to shoot a couple free throws. It's either going to be on Dale Davis or Crozier. Larry Bird is sort of looking at the call incredulously, but interestingly enough, Glen Rice, a guy that they have not gone too much, they go to, he goes in. The initial play right there is the block shot, and then on the loose ball possession, they rule the foul, so Rice will shoot 2.
Rice, normally an excellent free throw shooter, has missed 3 of 4 tonight.
Well, I sure didn't see that.
If the Lakers escape with the win and the title, that call will be replayed, especially in Indiana, for a long time.
Indiana does not need a 3. Way too much time. You're the best free throw shooting team. Get to the free throw line.
Miller. Fox right up on him. Crozier. Harper's got him on a mismatch. Crozier, turnaround. Big shot, way short. Shaq grabs it and immediately, like a hot potato, gets rid of it so they can't foul him. Kobe Bryant, turning, shooting, short. Jackson picks it up. Pacers very much alive. Miller for 3 in the tie. It's long. Into the arms of Rice. 30 seconds.
They don't need to foul. They still got time on the clock. An 8-second differential, Bob.
Straight up D for Indiana. Kobe. Off balance. And the whistle blows. He had the ball knocked away, but the foul is on Indiana.
Kobe Bryant, as he goes to the basket, he jackknifes himself. Crozier comes over with the bump. Let's take a look again here as he goes up, and you can see the little bump. Crozier didn't like it. Kobe will shoot 2 free throws. 13 seconds to go.
Points. Timeout, Indiana.
Would Reggie Miller take this quick three-pointer? Well, there's an 8-second differential. They're down 3. So if he makes it, it's a tie game. You get a chance to stop them. Maybe you have a chance to win. He misses it. His thinking is, even if we stop him, we got the ball back with a chance to tie and down only 3. So even though that shot was deep, in his mind, he was thinking, if I can get a 2 for 1, maybe I can make the shot, we get a stop and have a chance to win the game.
The Pacers still have a chance, but it begins to look like the call that will haunt them is the foul on Glen Rice. It looked like they had gotten a legit stop and a chance to take the ball and the lead. They would have been down 1 with the ball.
Now, if you're LA, the one thing you don't want to do here is foul. You want to make them use some clock, switch all the screens, make them take a shove shot. You're 1 rebound away from being the NBA champions.
Rose will throw it in. Mark Jackson. He drives, throws it up. Dale Davis recovers and dunks it with 5.4 seconds.
If you can't get it into a great free throw shooter, call timeout.
The Lakers have 3 of them. Indiana just 1, and they do call time. Back to the Staples Center after this. They can get the steal and an immediate layup or dunk or kick it back out for a 3. The Pacers have no choice but to foul the first guy who catches it.
And you want to get the ball into either a Rick Fox, a Rice, or a Kobe Bryant. If you're Shaquille O'Neal, you get it far away from the basketball as possible. Ron Harper will throw it in. So they got 3 of their very good free throw shooters coming to the ball. You got to get the ball in and just step up and make free throws, and the championship is yours.
The timeout advanced the ball to midcourt. Into Bryant. He's expecting them to foul him. They take a while to do it. They let 3 seconds go off the clock.
As soon as he caught the ball, he should have been fouled. And if he makes 1 free throw, the game is over basically, because what happens, Bob, even if you shoot a 3, you catch it while the ball is in the air, the clock will go off. They're 1 free throw away right now from being the champions.
If he misses them both, the Pacers have a timeout left. That's not going to happen.
Remember yesterday we spoke to Kobe Bryant, and I asked him, I said, Kobe, you're a dreamer. And he said, yes, and I'm going to dream that I'm going to be holding that trophy tomorrow night. Well, it looks like he's going to get his wish.
In 2.5 seconds, it appears he will. The Pacers, struggling to the last, use their last timeout. But no one has ever designed a 5-point play that happens in 2.5 seconds.
You know, Bob, what was amazing was everybody talked about that it was only a formality that whoever came out of the West was going to be the champion. Well, I will tell you this, the Indiana Pacers have played tremendous basketball. You throw away that game 1 where they really struggled. From that point on, they have given Lakers fits. And if the Lakers do go on and win this game, the respect that this team has got will go way, way up. They have been tremendous.
They could have won game 2 here. They came within a single shot of winning game 4 and perhaps winning all 3 games in Indiana. Although if they had won game 4, you don't know how game 5 would have gone. But nonetheless, they had that opportunity, and they led after 3 quarters here.
And what's happened is, you talked about when you win championships, you have to have some other guys step up. And yes, it's been Kobe, and yes, it's been Shaq. No question about that. But how about those Horry threes, that Fox 3, that Fisher 3, Harper's assists, the steals, all those things play in so that your stars can help you win your championship.
Larry Bird is one of the singular figures in the history of the NBA. MVP awards, 3 titles, but for the rest of his life, I don't think he'll ever want to see a room decorated in purple and gold. I don't think he'll ever want to see anyone wearing purple and gold, because it has always been the Lakers in one way or another who have been an obstacle. And only once, in fact, did they beat them. 2 of the 3 titles for Boston were won against Houston. In '84, they did beat the Lakers. They lost tough, hard-fought series in 6 games each time, in '85 and '87. And now in Game 6 in Los Angeles, barring the miracle of miracles, Bird's head coaching career and the Pacers season ends. The officials are conferring about exactly what, we're not sure. People rimming the court, fans and media both. Jackson looking to throw it in against Shaq. Reggie turns and pumps it up off the rim, and the Lakers are the 2000 NBA champions. The two old rivals, Magic and Larry. Reggie Miller, who played his heart out, took in 13 NBA seasons to get to the finals. And his last game this year in his hometown of Los Angeles ends in defeat. Shaquille O'Neal, within one vote of being a unanimous regular season MVP, will be obviously the MVP of the finals. He scored 41 points tonight. He averaged 38 points a game in the series.
Bob, I said to Shaq the other day, I said, Shaq, you could be the MVP of the finals, the MVP of the regular season, the MVP of the All-Star game, the leading scorer, all these things. What does that make you? And he said, that makes me the big legendary. And he's had a legendary season. He has been absolutely amazing. You see the tears of the big man. You see him and you don't understand how sensitive this guy is. What a thrill for Shaquille O'Neal and his teammates.
Now, I don't mean to sound corny, but when you see this guy around children, around older people, around people that some would walk past without a glance, and he turns back and smiles at them and has a word for them. He is a big man with a big heart, and it's impossible. You know, Wilt said no one roots for Goliath. Hard not to feel happy for Shaquille O'Neal. The legendary line of Laker centers. You go back to the Minneapolis Lakers, the first great center in NBA history, George Mikan. Wilt was here, Kareem was here, and now Shaq. This is the 7th Los Angeles Laker title. The Minneapolis Lakers won 5 of them. Ahmad is with Kobe.
All right, thanks, Bob. Kobe, the other night you had a dream, and it happened to come through tonight.
Yeah, it came true tonight. We worked so hard. It was a hard-fought game, and we finally got a championship, and it feels great.
Now, for your 21 years, you said you've always dreamed of winning a championship. Is it what you dreamed of?
Oh, it's everything and more. I mean, you have the Laker colors falling from the ceiling, the fans going crazy. I got the hat on and everything, covering my throat. It feels great.
Now, if you had to think of one thing that really got you guys over the hump, that really pushed you to this point, what would have been this season?
It's just determination, and PJ did an excellent job. Him and his coaching staff, and Shaq was marvelous all season long, and our bench was great, and we just pulled it all together.
In a game like tonight, where you had to go away from the triangle looking in the second half to break down the defense, that's what you had to do.
Yeah, we just had to break them down. That's all. I was just creating, similar to the Game 4 situation. I was just penetrating, creating, getting to the gaps. Robert Horry made some big shots. Fox hit a big 3, and we won the game.
No feeling quite like this, is it?
Woo, I love it. Can't wait to do it again.
All right, congratulations, Kobe. Let's go back to Bob.
Ahmad, thank you. Magic Johnson celebrating with Kobe Bryant. And Jim Gray is with an avid Laker fan, Jack Nicholson.
With Jack Nicholson. Jack, you've been here for the glory years. How does this compare?
Well, my nerves aren't quite what they used to be, but this was very sweet. I'm very happy for them.
You've seen an awful lot of special series as a fan. Does this one rank right up there?
Oh, yeah, I thought Larry did a great job with his team. They shot lights out. They played as good as they could. They just wore him down eventually.
As the ultimate fan, to see Larry leave, does that sadden you?
Yeah, I love it. I'm the first guy he shook hands with.
Jack, thanks for taking the time. I know you want to watch the trophy presentation.
It's always good to talk to you, Jim.
All right, Bob, back to you.
This is one night Jack Nicholson and the fans in Los Angeles will have no trouble handling the truth. The truth is their Lakers are the NBA champions. Purple and gold confetti sailing down from the rafters. And we are ready for the trophy presentation.
The presentation of the NBA championship and MVP trophies.
It is now time for the NBA 2000 championship presentation. Joining me on the podium, Lakers owner Dr. Jerry Buss, head coach Phil Jackson, co-captains Ron Harper, Shaquille O'Neal, and the rest of the Lakers, Commissioner of the NBA David Stern, and to make the Larry O'Brien.
Thank you, Pacers and Lakers, for treating America and the world to 6 heart-stopping games, the best of NBA basketball. To your Los Angeles Lakers for their 7th championship, Dr. Buss, congratulations to the NBA 2000 champion, Los Angeles Lakers, their fans, and this city.
Dr. Buss, it has been a long time coming, but what a way to christen the Staples Center with another championship banner.
Well, I'm really very proud of the fans. Everybody told us that the best fans are in other cities. That's crazy. The best fans are in LA.
You have been around a lot of championships. Can you compare this to any of the other ones?
Only in that this is first of many, just like it was before.
Coach Jackson, we've done this many times.
Yes, Ahmad. It's always sweet.
2 as a player, 6 as a coach. How sweet is this one?
This is for LA, the Staples Center. What a way to start a millennium.
I know that you had said many times that you were just trying to set a foundation here with this team, but what a way to set a foundation with a championship season.
More than we could ever expect. This is a wonderful blessing for us. Thanks.
All right, congratulations to you. And now, once again, it's time.
I'm sorry?
For the presentation of the NBA Finals trophy. Here, once again, is the commissioner.
For the 3rd time in NBA history, the same person has won the MVP of the regular season, the MVP of the All-Star game, and the MVP of the Finals. This time, Shaquille O'Neal did it by averaging 38 points and 16 rebounds for the Finals. To the unanimous MVP of the 2000 Finals, Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq, you have won everything this past season, but I think it all pales in comparison of winning this championship.
First of all, I want to thank Phil Jackson, the real coach of the year. And I want to thank you fans in the Staples Center. Forget what everybody say. This is the best arena right here. The Staples Center is the loudest arena right here. I just want to say thank y'all for believing in us, and we're going to get one next year, too. And my teammates, I love y'all. I love my teammates.
All right, Shaq, you've called yourself the big luggage, the big Aristotle. How about the big champion?
Big champion. Thank you, LA. Appreciate you. Love you.
All right, congratulations on a great season. Enjoy it.
Next year, do it again.
All right, let's go back to you, Bob.
Ahmad, thanks very much. More from the Staples Center, more interviews when we come back after these messages. 116-111, the final in Game 6, and the Lakers are the NBA champions. Has his 7th championship as a head coach, his 8th NBA championship ring, if you count one he won as a player with the New York Knicks. And Ron Harper has his 4th. Phil Jackson called Ron Harper during the offseason, said, "What are you doing?" Harper said, "I'm thinking about retiring." Phil said, "Get off the couch. I need you in LA." Harp is with Ahmad.
I'm here with Ron Harper, Rick Fox. You've been through it before.
He don't know how it tastes. He don't know how it tastes yet. But we're going to enjoy this in L.A. We would like to praise the man above and all our fans and our family and our friends. Thanks to L.A., baby.
We're partying at the Century Club tomorrow night.
It's been a long time for you. I know it's been a long time for you.
He's only 20.
A wonderful feeling.
Yeah, amazing feeling. You know, it's 10 years in this league, and you dream about this stuff, and it's here. 6 years in Boston, and I came out here to L.A. All the sacrifices are worth it, and I got one thing to say: the grass is greener on the other side.
And all I can remember is the big 3 you hit. That's what I go home
with courage and confidence, and left his hand up there so everybody could know he finally made a shot.
And John, wherever you go, you win a championship.
Hey, I'm the good luck charm. No one is better at being a good luck charm. You know what? And I did party all year, right? Century Club 2 nights in a row.
Hey, how do my mom, my daughter, and my sons?
Hey, girl. Hey, Giovanna. What's up, MJ? Yeah.
All right, let's go back.
Champagne, Ahmad. Get your brand champagne.
Here's the scene outside the Staples Center. And we can only hope that this celebration is as joyous as can be, but also peaceful. Jim Gray is with Robert Horry.
Thanks, Bob, with Robert Horry. Robert, you came in the 4th quarter. You made those big baskets, a couple of 3-pointers, 8 points. What ignited you in the 4th quarter?
Well, I really didn't look for my shot in the first half. So in the second half, I just came out trying to be aggressive. You know, they was leaving me in the corner. That's really a shot I've been working on a lot with Glenn in practice, so I knocked it down.
Robert, what did you say to your teammates? You have been a champion before with the Houston Rockets. What did you say to these guys about closing out Game 4?
I said you got to take advantage of all your opportunities. You can't go to Game 7. You got to play as hard as you ever played. Act like this is Game 7. And tonight we was very fortunate to come out and win.
Everybody said that this series would have been decided the winner of the West. What about the Indiana Pacers? They put up one of the tremendous fights in finals history.
Pacers got a great team. You know, it's 2 different styles of ball. You know, the West is finesse. Indiana's like power. And, you know, you really can't go by how the guys in the West play because a lot of times, you know, we play really well and sometimes we don't. But tonight, the West showed that they're still the best. They're going to be the best for a while.
Robert, congratulations on your 3rd championship.
All right, thanks.
All right, back to you, Bob.
Jim, thanks. Live shot in the Laker locker room. Kobe Bryant cradling the trophy, at least for a moment. Shaq with trainer Gary Vitti. Peter Vesey now is with Larry Bird. Pete?
Larry, last year I stood in front of the Pacers locker room in New York after you lost to the Knicks. You were dejected, you were depressed, you were disappointed in your team. Now it's a year later. Tell me your emotions about your team this year.
Well, obviously, I'm very proud of them tonight. They didn't give up. They came out and they was playing very well. It's just that we couldn't get any stops when we needed them. But they showed a lot of heart again tonight, which they've done all season long. And I got to take my hat off to them. And they worked hard for me over the last 3 years. And we had our ups and downs, but we had a great opportunity here to win a championship. We knew we had to play well, and we just didn't get the job done.
Besides not stopping people, were you able to, what else separated you from the Lakers in this game and in the series?
Well, Shaquille O'Neal was very dominant. We had problems with him. We had Dale Davis on him most of the time. It was a bad matchup for Rick Smits, and Dale battled him as much as he possibly could, him and Sam, but he was just too much for us.
What did you say to your team, if anything, after this game?
Well, just I appreciate the effort they gave me over the last 3 years, and I know if they continue to work hard like they did for me, for the next coach coming in, that they'll have an opportunity to get back into finals. But they know it's a long way. It's 115 games, and it's got to start in training camp with the right frame of mind. And I'm sure that if they stay together and work hard, they'll get right back here.
Now, you promised Donnie Walsh, the team president, when you came in here 3 years ago, that you were going to get them to the finals. No circumstance will ever get you back on the coaching lines?
No, not really. It's been a great experience. It's one of the greatest professional experiences I'll ever have, and 3 years is enough. I'm not cut out to be a coach. I just want to thank my assistants for helping me the last 3 years and my players.
What about the future? You've been offered an executive's job with the Pacers. When are you going to make that decision?
Well, it'll be a couple of days, and I'll sit down with Donnie. And right now, I really don't know what I'm going to do, but tomorrow I'll probably have a good idea what I want to do.
But you told me a couple of days ago that you were leaning toward not coming back, that you were looking forward to going back to Florida. Is that pretty?
Well, I'm still leaning that way, but I'll talk to Donnie and just see who he would like to bring here as coach and what he's trying to do with this franchise, and just go from there.
If you had lost to Portland tonight, would that be any easier to take than losing to the Lakers?
Well, losing is never easy to take. Obviously, we're all very hurt by it, but the Lakers were the better team. We played as well as we could the first 3 quarters, and they just had too much going down the stretch. But it doesn't make any difference. Once you get to the finals, if you lose, you feel like a failure.
Okay, thanks, Larry. And if you're looking for a game, we got one on 14th Street in New York City.
I get in shape first.
This was the handshake immediately after the conclusion of the game. Phil Jackson and Larry Bird. Derek Fisher and other Lakers coming over to express their regard for Bird, not only about this series, but about his entire career, because they know that this is the last time he'll be this close to the action. According to his own testimony, this is it as a coach for him, not just for the short term, but ever again in the NBA. Glen Rice scored 16 points, hit 3 big three-pointers in 3 tries, and he's with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much. Last man left out here on the floor, but certainly not left out of the celebration. Glen Rice, you waited an awful long time for this. To get your first championship, tell us your thoughts here.
It's the best feeling in the world. This is what it's all about. You work hard, and this is a dream for everyone, and it's a dream come true for me.
It has been a very, very difficult year for you, even though the dream has now come true. All of the emotions, the ups and downs, the playing time, the free agency, the maybe being traded. How do you put all of these emotions together now at this point?
Well, I was telling everybody, you got to go through your ups and downs. You got to be able to handle it. I told them that if we win an NBA championship, that would be my aspirin, and I just had my aspirin.
Now what? Everybody's going to want to know you're a free agent. Do you plan to stay with this team? And is this a team that you feel, if it stays together, can compete and string together a couple of championships?
I want to stay with the team. I think there's some things that I feel that I didn't have an opportunity to do here. I hate leaving the job half done, and this team can win 2 or 3 more championships.
All right, congratulations to you, Glenn, and you too, Dimitri.
He's the best.
He is tonight, indeed, Bob.
Dimitri providing the soundbite on cue. Magic Johnson with an approving hug for Glen Rice, who had an up-and-down season but made some big shots tonight. Shaquille O'Neal scored 41 points. He and Kobe Bryant are in fact the combo, a championship combo in the year 2000. More of the celebration when we come back to Los Angeles after this. Not only is this the Lakers' first title since 1988, it's Los Angeles' first major pro sports title since that very year. The Dodgers won the World Series that year, and the Lakers were also NBA champs. Let's check in with the Showtime crew, headed by Hannah Storm.
Well, Bob back with Isaiah Thomas, Steve Snapper Jones, and Bill Walton. If you had really had faith in the Lakers, you would have iced that champagne, Bill.
It has been iced all along, and now Steve Jones is going to show me how to open this thing right now. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I can tell. You only got to do that one time, and then Larry Bird had to open it for you, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, Isaiah, you won a couple of championships. What is it about the Lakers that made them a championship team this season?
Well, you have to start with Shaquille O'Neal and his resolve. I mean, here's a guy that everyone is questioning, from his free throw shooting to his hook shot to everything, but he kept working and he kept improving. And we've been looking for the heir apparent to Michael Jordan. Everybody has talked about Kobe Bryant or Vince Carter, but I think when you're looking at Shaquille O'Neal right now, I think we're looking at the start of one of the players who could possibly end up being the best to ever play.
He's still working at trying
Here, light this left-handed for me, will you? While I talk about what this championship means, because to me, this championship represents the triumph of the value of coaching. A year ago, the Los Angeles Lakers represented everything that was wrong in all of sports, top to bottom. This year, they represent everything that's right. The difference has been Phil Jackson and his challenging, upbeat, positive style, and what he has done in taking Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant to higher levels than they could ever reach by themselves. And the way he did it was that he told them that, guys, you need to refocus. You need to have different priorities than what you've ever had before. And these guys, Shaq and Kobe, came in with a dedication to defense, to team, to conditioning, to passing, to rebounding. And the thing with the Lakers, they're only getting started. They're just getting going. Is that thing lit yet, left-handed?
Well, I'm not going to light it quite yet, Bill, because in order to get to be a champion, you have to have a challenger. And certainly, beyond anyone's expectations, the Indiana Pacers were a worthy challenger tonight for the Los Angeles champion. What eventually rode them down, Shaquille O'Neal, and perhaps the bigness of the moment. They got tentative, they got a little tight, and unfortunately, champions don't get what-ifs.
Wow! Holy cow!
See, that's what happens when you don't know what you're doing.
I think that Peter Vesey is much safer where he is down at courtside. And Peter, what are your thoughts on this championship?
Well, before they coronate this team as a dynasty, as Bill is about to do, you got to look at the future and understand what Jerry Buss, the owner of the Lakers, is doing here. He's not looking to add any contracts to this team. So as great as Shaquille O'Neal is and Kobe is, it's going to be very difficult for the Lakers to bring in the right personnel around them to surround these guys and make them into a championship again, allow them to repeat. You look about what the Blazers did. The Blazers have, a lot of people think they should have been here. They should have been the champions. So they've got to compete with Paul Allen's money. He's not worried about that luxury tax. And as far as my pal Isaiah Thomas goes, let's look at the Pacers, okay, Hannah?
Man.
We've got on the highest authority here that Isaiah Thomas is going to be the new coach of the Pacers. And I asked Larry Bird a little while ago what he said to his team after the game. I'm just wondering what Isaiah Thomas is going to say to Hannah, myself, Walton, and Steve Jones.
His parting comments, Peter, is that what you're looking for?
That's what I'm looking for.
Well,
congratulations, Coach. Congratulations.
If I do happen to leave, I want to say to all of you, thank you for letting me enter into your homes, and thanks to the NBC crew, you, Hannah, Snapper, Bill, and my good friend now, Peter. It's been a wonderful ride. I've enjoyed it, and I look at my old Piston team as family, and I look at all of you as family, and Dick Ebersol, save the seat for me because I might be back.
And what about all that buttered popcorn we shared in the green room?
Love the green room. Great, Peter, that's great.
Well, Isaiah, you have been the ultimate teammate, and if indeed you do leave broadcasting, and we'll dearly miss you, but I think this is the most important thing the Pacers could do, hiring you to ensure that they would be back here in the finals next year.
Well, since it's not a secret, why don't you light the cigar? Since everybody knows now where you're going.
And in honor of Bill's champagne, we'll put a cork in it right now. The thrill is back in L.A. We're going to send it back to Bob and Doug, guys.
Hannah and company, thanks very much. Reaching the end of the line here for the 2000 season. Final thoughts?
Well, first of all, congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers, to Phil Jackson, the wonderful job he did, to Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant for the first championship. But, you know, there's a lot of greatness in this building, Bob, and I want to tell you that I've had an opportunity now to work with the greatest broadcaster of the generation. You've been a great partner, more importantly, a great friend. I'm going to miss you. Thanks for teaching me what this business is all about. I really have been, it's been a great time sitting here next to you.
Thank you. I enjoyed it so much I could almost change my mind. But what's done is done. You know, Shaquille O'Neal is a playful sort. Doug was talking to him, asked him what his nickname should be if his team wins it all. He loves to give himself nicknames. He smiled at Doug and said, the Big Legendary. Well, after 8 long seasons of high expectations and a 2-month playoff grind that was tougher than anticipated, Shaq is indeed an NBA champion. He becomes only the 8th player ever to be the regular season MVP and the finals MVP in the same season. Larry Bird turned that trick twice in 1984 and in 1986. But tonight, the Big Legendary ended Larry Legend's 3-year stint as the Pacers head coach. Bird, one of the very best in NBA history, came back and now leaves on his own terms. Phil Jackson, on the other hand, came to Los Angeles for one purpose, and tonight he brought the Lakers their first title in 12 years. An interesting aspect of this year's finals is that the participants, good as they were, figure to soon look much different. The Pacers will, of course, have a new coach, and age and free agency point to roster changes, some next season, some not too long after. And we can't help but wonder how many more chances for the magnificent Reggie Miller. The Lakers, too, are an interesting case. This is a very good team, but certainly an imperfect team. In Shaquille and Kobe Bryant, they have the league's MVP and a 21-year-old who is already one of the NBA's top players and getting better rapidly. But beyond that core of 2, look for the Lakers to try to upgrade as they prepare to defend their title. That is, after the confetti is cleaned up and all the victory parades and celebrations are finished, and they deserve to savor this for as long as they'd like. That does it from L.A. We say goodnight with a nod of respect to the Indiana Pacers and congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers, NBA champions 2000. And now as we leave the air,